salvation just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moravia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision just to spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry, to spoon. To spoon. To spoon. You from Fonjema, Maryland, to spoon. To spoon. If you eat kepan, congratulate my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon. To spoon. You want to get a news update, to spoon. What? Yeah. Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you got today? Spoon TV. Spoon. Yes, what you got today? Spoon. Beseku. Spoon TV. Spoon. Ba. Spoon. Skibidi dabado. Spoon TV. Spoon entertainment. Kua. Beseku kua. Kodileo.
Yes, I, a special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band, charges on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Moravia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon, you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moravia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision just to spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry, to spoon. To spoon. To spoon. You from Fonjema, Maryland, to spoon. To spoon. If you eat kepan, congratulate my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon. To spoon. You want to get a news update, to spoon. What? Yeah. Rastafari. Kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you got today?
Okay, so if you're in Maryland, you're in Sino, you're in Riverside, you're in River G County, you're in Sino County, maybe you're in Grand Bassa, you're in Plebo, Maryland County, or maybe you're somewhere there in central Liberia, Bon County, you're in Nimba County, across the 15 counties of Liberia. Tune to Spoon. I'd like to say welcome to all of you across Liberia tonight, joining us on Liberia's premier network, the Spoon Network, here tonight, live on the program Spoon Talk. Thanks to the thousands of you across the country joining us on several radio frequencies. Many thanks to the folks joining us on Spoon FM 107.5, Fabric Radio 101.1, Super 95.5 FM. I want to say thanks as well to the thousands of you who have joined us tonight on tonight's edition of the program from Bombing County on Trust FM, and some of you in Central Liberia on Premier FM, in Margibi County on Gibi FM, of course, Southeastern Liberia Trend Radio. We want to say thanks to everyone for joining us tonight. Many thanks to our folks across the world as well for being here with us tonight, joining us on Spoon TV on Facebook, Fabric TV, and Super TV. Thanks to the folks on YouTube as well, always joining us on our YouTube handle, Spoon Talk Live. I like to say welcome. This is where you get the news. This is where you get authentic information about the happenings across Liberia. This platform has grown to become a beacon of hope to thousands, if not millions, of Liberians across the globe who rely on this space for authentic information every single day. And that's why Liberians run here every day at about this time to get the news. Because here we bring you face to face with the news makers. This is where the newsmakers get to break the news. This is where you get to engage with the newsmakers. And of course, every single day we are here dishing out Liberia's very best. My name is Nelson Colette. The program is Spoon Talk. We are back on your radio and across the internet, streaming live across several platforms online, YouTube and Facebook. Kindly share the show as you come on tonight, especially for those of you joining us across the internet. If you're following us on YouTube, just give the program a thumbs up and share the program as you join us. If you're following us on Facebook, share the show on Spoon TV, on Fabric TV, on Super TV. Kindly share the program as you join us tonight. This is one edition of the Spoon Talk you don't want to miss, heavily loaded with lots of great information for you. And we're all set to give you all of the updates here tonight. Critical analysis coming from the CEO and the rest of the team, the diverse panel here tonight. So welcome. Thanks for joining us again. And as usual, we're going to open the phone lines. We're going to afford you the time to have your say on the different happenings across the country. This is the time when we afford you the opportunity to voice your concerns on the different issues that don't get to sometimes make it on the different talking points every single day. So we will certainly open the lines very shortly and afford you the opportunity to have a say. But just before doing that, lots of issues are happening across the country. What are the updates? Let me just give you a few of the updates here. Obviously, once the CEO and the rest of the team get here, they're going to give you detailed information on lots of those different happenings. But the first one is that the Liberian Senate reconvened today, and of course, the pro temp has been, affording, on the very first day of the third segment of the first session of the Liberian Senate. Several senators from across the 15 counties of Liberia have been explaining, giving their own experiences relative to the recent break they had, the challenges, the issues in their counties, the different engagement they had with the members of the constituents across the different counties, what the people are confronted with, what the thing the legislature, the House of Elders, need to add on to improve the lives of the ordinary Liberian people. And so it's been a very busy day today at the Liberian Senate. First of all, the pro temp took up the time to talk about uh, the gains made so far that the Liberian Senate, from the first segment of the first session to the second segment, that and even up to the special sitting they had, the Liberian Senate was able to confirm a total of 950 individuals, 950 nominees from the president, from the executive, people who have been appointed, to serve in different positions or nominated, whose appointments or nominations were subject to confirmation by the Liberian Senate. They appeared before the Senate. Senate said they confirmed 900. They've confirmed 950 individuals from across the different sectors, the different sectors of government, the different sectors in the country, including an associate justice. And as one of the gains that the legislature or the Senate has made so far, they spoke about a website. For the first time, the Senate is about to see a modern website that's going to talk about, that's going to showcase their workings. And if you wanted to know anything about the Liberian Senate, you just go there. You get to see the different bills they've passed, the workings of the different legislators, and some of what they've been able to do, or what the progress are they're making. And so that is the working of the Modernization Committee, headed by the senator, the most recently inducted senator at the Senate, Senator Yandi Twine of Nimba County. But on the flip side, senators have been giving their own experiences and sharing their thoughts at what the break was. And key amongst those things, very few senators spoke on different issues. Senator Nimeni Batikwa of Grand Crew County, for example, has been saying that the southeastern region, that entire region, in fact, all the senators who spoke on their experiences over the break today spoke about how deplorable the southeastern corridor is. And Senator Nimeni Batikwa, for example, said there's a need, and he's contemplating on bringing before the leadership of the Liberian Senate this whole idea of addressing a communication to the executive for the government of Liberia to borrow, to credit some $3 billion United States dollars to construct all the different corridors across the country. He thinks that in the absence of that, it's going to be difficult for even the agricultural advances. The president being someone whose specialty is in agriculture and all of that. He thinks that in the absence of road connectivity, all the efforts that are being made, like the president is in Italy right now and engaging with the agriculture minister, he thinks that it's all going to be of no use if there's absolutely no road connectivity issue in the country. $3 billion. That's why he's suggesting that the government of Liberia should credit to construct the roads. Why that is happening, Senator Yaya Nimlin of Grand Jida County also emphasized the issue of road. He stressed on how deplorable the corridors are, but he's saying, and he went on to say that the rescue government has failed to rescue the country in terms of to rescue the country from bad road and also the proliferation of drugs in the country. He thinks that the war against drugs is something that the government has massively failed to win. He went on to speak about the issue at the LDA and the suspension by the president, the resignation on the other end by the officer in charge, as some of the reasons why he thinks the government has failed. And he referred to the initiative undertaken by the Ministry of Public Works, a little over $8 million for the reconditioning of our roads, as an $8 million that were thrown in the garbage. He thinks that it was of no use. And he went on to say that the rescue government has failed massively or miserably to rescue the country from bad road and drugs. And those were just a few. Senators Prince Johnson, for example, is saying that in the absence of LAMCO or the company there adhering to what's in the mineral development agreement, they're not going to renew it. The legislative caucus of Nimba County has come up with a position that if the company ArcelorMittal cannot recondition the roads, cannot build schools, cannot live up to her social corporate responsibilities as enshrined in the MDA, the fact that they have 4 years remaining for the previous, agreement, if the company cannot live up to what her responsibilities are, then of course the county's caucus is going to kick against the renewal of ArcelorMittal's, a new deal that is in the making, and those are just a few. Senator Abraham Darius Dillon is talking about reintroducing this call for all senators or all legislators to make only 5,000, nothing more than 5,000. He thinks he says he's going to be reinforcing that call again. He thinks that a senator can live within 5,000. But while he was making that comment, you could see smiles on the faces of a lot of his colleagues who thought that that call or that struggle might just end in the thin air. Senator Boto Cannon of Bapolu County, on the other hand, is calling on the Liberian Senate to summon folks from the FDA, the Forestry Development Authority, and other officials of government connected to this to say why the Liberian Senate or why the citizens of our county are being constantly attacked by the wildlife and elephants and all of those things, destroying their crops, attacking them, causing a lot of them to flee from their towns and villages. But on the flip side, the Forestry Development Authority is telling them to preserve the wildlife. They shouldn't kill the wildlife. In other words, when the elephants are coming to your farm to harm you or whatever, don't kill the elephant. We need to preserve the wildlife. So she wants the FDA summoned, plus a lot of other issues happening across the country. You followed the development last evening with the Liberia National Police. There was a press conference held today. The LMP has responded to the information, provided some clarity or updates, and a lot more happening across the country. They've taken some actions. Once the CEO and the rest of the team get here, you get more details on those issues. But let's go to the phone lines. Let's take some calls. Let's know exactly what your thoughts are. What is it you want to talk about now? What are the issues on your mind? Let's hear you speak tonight. Call us up on 0555 0555 101075. You can also call us on the WhatsApp number that I'm going to put up shortly tonight, and let's have you talk about the different issues of concerns on the numbers tonight. Let's take our first caller. Hello. Yeah, your name and where you calling from?
I'm Augustine. I got calling from District 10.
Augustine, let's hear you. What's on your mind?
So my mind has to do with the spoon talk.
Okay.
Normally, most of the time, the CEO will tell us, they show that Liberian people show. They show for them. They show that Liberian people show. But whenever we make decisions, he was taken into consideration. Number one, we told him about Ke Hassan. There been somebody, I don't know. I don't want to talk much about him. There are people who know about him. We got another person again, Uncle Sen. Uncle Sen, who is the only man that ever told about how go water and went to school. He's the only man that know both.
So wait. Let me understand it here. Let me understand it here. You get problem with Kev Hassan. The thing I'm saying, say I can't talk. You get problem with Kev Hassan and Uncle Sam. But how many signatures you got now? Because you say the Liberian people say how many signatures? Like if you want to unseat, the man left in line. Maybe you need to gather signatures. Let's see if you can impeach. You can impeach Kev Hassan or you can impeach Uncle Sam. Welcome to the show.
Why you make me laugh like this? Oh God.
So Richardson, welcome. We should take can we take a few more calls?
Yes, continue to take calls. Continue to take calls because I'm just
somebody facing Sarah in the background. I don't know whether you seen it.
Yeah, that's
you see it.
That's hello, yeah.
Hello, you're live on the show. Let's hear you.
about the show.
Okay.
All the spoon talk. There are a lot of people who are listening to the spoon talk. So my advice to the CEO:
Mhm.
once someone is speaking, then you give them the opportunity to speak their mind.
Okay. Did you
But most
express
of the
himself,
time
right?
when people speaking, you always interrupting and people listening to the show. And the noise, most of the time again the listener who are listening to the show too much noise. People all of us will be saying something, that that like that. People will not get understanding. That's
Okay.
why I advise the monitor the
Thank you.
motivate the show well.
Thank you very much for your input. That's a great feedback.
That's it. We have 50 million.
Oh,
I'm very, very
oh,
happy.
oh, my birthday, Noah. You just coming on. The other one you're talking, you are not on the radio. Let's hear your name and where you're calling from, sir.
Okay, you didn't call in my name already, nursing. I said, Liberia long been talking about food safety.
Mm-hmm.
And we've long been looking for money to do actual agriculture or either mechanized farming in the Republic of Liberia.
Yeah.
Today, I observe through your reporter in Italy that they gave Liberia some 50 million US dollars for food production, and we have been long time securing the $120 million to help the food, to help the agricultural center to produce our own food. Yesterday, the president spoke on food security. What can we do in Liberia? Who we think will help and
thank you
or save our thought? And the president has signed $50 million for food.
Thank you
in the Republic of Liberia. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you very much for your input, sir. Let's take another person. Hello, your name and where you calling from? Okay, so let's see if we take this person. Mr. Dwalo, welcome, sir. Hello, your name and where you call from?
Yeah, hi Nelson, how are you?
Yes, sir. We okay.
My name is Black. I'm calling from the US. And concerning those concessions in various counties, I think it's about time people of those counties stand up for the rights, because these things been happening since, let's remove child stealer time, because it was war in the country. So let's say these things been happening from Ellen. She did 12 years. Asina Meta and all those other people, they didn't build schools and roads. George Weah came, he did 6 years. That's 18. They still didn't do anything. Joseph Weta is here, he's doing another 6. People from those villages and those counties need to stand up, ban everything. Nobody should do any work until those commitments are met.
Thank you.
Now you see all the floods, the rain and everything. Land, once you mess with the land, you're gonna change the formation of the land.
Thank you very much,
There's
sir.
nowhere for the river to go, and the river gonna come right back down. Now what do? Nothing.
That's all you there, sir. Thank you very much for your input. Let's go back to the local lines and take some calls from here. Hello, your name and where you joining us from?
Hello, Nancy. Good evening.
Yes, sir. It's good to have you on. Let's hear you.
Oh, my name is Sugu. I'm calling in from Baje Plenty. Oh, Nancy, my issue I've drawn to the Minister of Transport tonight.
Okay.
I asked my government, let them take action on the minister. The minister is not working. Nancy, the gas price is down, but we still paying the same money. The gas price is down totally. 600, so you go to 600, 60, 80, 50, 650 for whole 1 gallon. So up to now, the transport, the same money what we pay, that we pay. So what they need of gas price with this, and they made that shorting money for people at the government, they're not enforcing it. And the Minister of Transport come and say they've been a regulation. So you're not enforcing it, how it will work.
Thank you.
Don't enforce it.
Thank you very
much. So I beg my government, let them see in that direction. Although they gas price, if a go down, but we never see no impact. So I beg you. So thank you for holding me the top tonight.
Thanks a lot for your input. Let's take one call from here. Hello.
Yes, hello.
Yes, sir. Your name and where you call from?
My name is Abdurrahim.
Okay, Abdurrahim, go ahead. You are live on the show. Let's hear you. What's on your mind?
Yeah, thanks for having me. 2 of my best people on the show tonight, Duelu and that of Dr. Francie. I always listen to Spoon. I'm a regular listener, but I live in Dubai. But
I want you guys to continue that the friends and Dwellu, you guys are good people. Continue to speak for your country. I love you guys. Continue to speak the truth. And then God continue to bless you guys because only Liberia we have. You know what I'm saying? All these politicians are hypocrites. They don't love our country. They just there to take and take and take and take and take, you know? So I always follow the show, and I'm happy to contribute tonight.
Thanks.
So God bless you guys and continue to do the good work and keep Mama Liberia happy.
Thanks a whole lot for your contribution. We appreciate you tonight, sir. Hello.
How you doing?
Yes, sir. Let's hear you.
Yeah, my name is Mark Sloan, and I call you from Jacobson Rehab Community.
Yeah, Mark, let's hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to speak to the Ministry of Public Works.
Mm-hmm.
Firstly, I want to appreciate the efforts they are making for the ministry. We hope that in the dry season we'll see more of what they are doing. But then our community has been like that for many, many years. I want to appeal to them to please help us during the dry season. Many people stood under the rain at that place there for Joe Bwaka. Our road is back.
Which community?
Minister of Public Works, Jacobson Rehab,
Okay.
District number 2, Moserado County. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. You're live.
Yeah, so that road is really, really bad.
Thank
and
you.
that place is populated. We voted for this government, and we're asking the president through the Ministry of Public Works to help us fix our road.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thanks a lot for your input. Another person here. Hello. You want to lower the volume of your radio, please?
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's hear you from Hotel Africa Road.
My concern is go like this.
Mm-hmm.
You see, a lot of people they want to be somewhere to go. I mean, to be sent in the disco, but they may become problem to spoon.
Oh man,
they send men. They man he don't understand the grade he get because he can be causing on radio.
Yeah. So hello.
Yeah.
You have to be moderate to every single
Okay,
person. And respect his view. You may not agree with him, but try to respect his
yeah,
view.
man, you're sitting over there all the time where he's shooting horror panel on the program, and Mr. Spoon just saying and laughing. So Mr. Spoon said, "Oh, we that listen to this here, continue telling him. They may he keep to support this station. They may make plan with Spoon before.
Thank you.
They may get him money before. He turn around, he saw the man, he send the money over.
Thank you very much. I don't know where this is going, but thanks a lot. I appreciate it. I think your points are well understood. Thank you very much.
About the old man, he's not somebody who's going to be sitting over there, always sorting people.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, please go ahead. You're live.
Yeah, this is Mr. Abraham from County.
Okay, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I heard you saying that we should vote for Saint Jackson. Look, some of us have graduated from so many colleges. I don't think a college graduate would just go on the media and insult I dare anybody. Never go and sit for public test. That may give me 50% of his graduation. Look at Bottom. He get a chance to some of us who can go and talking on the media.
Hello, caller. Hello, caller. Let me ask you now. So you challenging Uncle Sam to a public test? You want for you and him to put it to pen and paper?
Yes, that number. If you call that number, we appear on public test. Who will monitor us?
Okay, I'm taking your number right now. I'm taking your number. Yeah? I'll take your number down. So maybe Uncle Sam agrees that I'll go for the public test. Thank you.
Public test.
Thank you.
BD spelling.
So thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Wow. I'll just take 2 more calls and give it back to you that I reaches in because the number. Hello.
Brother Nelson, this is Zoe Mango calling from Asheville, Maryland.
Mr. Mango, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you very much for your show, for all the time. You guys, you're doing a very well job for us. My attention had to do with the PHP part.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I'm feeling bad. It's not about party to say I'm staying with the party or I'm against the party, but government is continuity. Our government, our people need to work. The legislature, the executive, the city corporation, they all need to work together. That place is a face of Liberia. We Liberians in the diaspora, when we go somewhere like Morovia, Jewa, we go and relax and spend money. But you think the way the era that place looking like that is okay for Liberian live in the diaspora? I think that's the Richardson, Brother Tualu, the rest of the panelists, they're looking at it. It's a face of our country. Their place is low decent, and they need to speak on that. So the present leaders in the country should take care of that place.
Thank you.
Look good. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot for your input. So we'll take the last caller here, and then so let's see if we can take this person. Hello.
Yeah, go even.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, next thing on my mind.
Yeah.
It's about your Papa Uncle Senna on a show there. That man, at the age of him, 71 years, he been ruling the country from 1960. President Tobo do all the chapter of my alien. Expect to rule this country today and not succeed. So I just jealous talking about on that show. What kind of presidency is needed? That will call me. So you look at it at the age of him, what in that age, what can happen? Who into it? He won't be like him now. But for him, if he
I didn't know. I didn't know. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
So you have to consult you all.
Thank you.
I'm bad, Joe. Hello, Prince. How you doing? Yeah. Look, nothing to respond to.
So they made 291,000 or so.
Sit on these lines, but listen now. Listen. On the first guy that called when I first came on, he talked about the companies in the country, including Meta Steel, the B Mountains of the world, to have them fix the road. I want you to listen to me very carefully. The multinational corporations have no responsibility to Liberia of any kind, with the exception of what is signed in the contract. If your government official will not do their job, it is not a multinational's business to come and fix your road. They are not responsible for this. Their aim is to make some profit. Look, and somebody called from Jacob Town was complaining about the road. Let me tell you something. It is not what happened to you that matters. It's how you respond to it. There is a tendency in our country where Liberians just want to sit down and think something is going to magically happen. Every society that you see develop, every society we envy, from the Singapores of the world, all the BB skyscraper you can see, the people literally got up and demanded something from the officials. I want to ask you this question this afternoon. Let's see if you allow me 2 minutes. I'll say this. Look, can anybody point to any government official in our country's history or currently, let's focus on the current administration, that is adding more to Liberia than they are taking from Liberia? Go to the legislature, go to the judiciary, go to the executive branch of government. Can anybody point to anybody in the government that is adding more to Liberia currently than they are taking from the country? Maybe we'll make one exception. We'll say the president of the republic, because he's going around. Hopefully we get some loans. But here's my issue with us. We want transformation, but we don't want to pay anything for that transformation. And we expect magic to happen overnight. That's not how it works. It's never worked that way. From eons in the past, from time immemorial, nothing is going to be given to you. You can cry, you can scream your eyes out. Nothing will come from inside. You can cry a top of water. Nothing is going to change until you decide to change this. The reason why our Constitution starts with the simple phrase, the people. There's a reason why. The people. And the people don't act. You can complain. PHP, look, most of the garbage at PHP happen because we don't want to put the garbage there. Most of the garbage I saw Nelson, that's just a battle and thin air, and the sea doesn't keep anything. The sea spits it back out because we are not organizing better. There are no trash cans at this location. It's not what under President we are under George President Walker's administration. This is the Liberian norm. If you tell people, I remember one time was before Vamuma House, and this guy, as open as Vamuma House is, you're in a vehicle and you are willing to take the grumpy PD and you're wasting in the street. You can't keep it in your car you carry home. Somebody got to tell you that one. Here is a massive fine. You might go before a judge who will give you community service. You will be sweeping in front of Vamuma House for 2 weeks. You can be B-shot. And this is how the law is enforced. Until we get this right, gentlemen, we'll continue to be in this fairy wheel. Just over doing this evening. That's what comes that. That's a friend. How you doing, man?
I'm good, Otwalu. How you doing?
Not too bad.
Nelson, and you?
Yes, I'm doing well. I'm doing well, Dr. Richardson. It's good to see you.
Yeah, that's good. I just want to piggyback a little bit on what Walu said. My attention was drawn to the PHP Park. I did see how dirty and terrible the park surrounding looks like. So I had two questions, and I think one that we need to sort out.
Yeah.
Who is responsible for cleaning the park areas? Because I remember on this very show,
Thank you.
somebody came here and said that the contracts were given to certain people during the CDC period.
Trocon, his name was Trocon.
Yes. Wait.
Yes. The Minister of State with that portfolio.
Correct.
So, yes.
And Dr. Richardson, just today when we went there and did a short live video, just about an hour before coming on here, part of the reason why we entered the video the way we did was that we were engaged by a group of gentlemen wearing on something like a uniform, I think a yellow t-shirt and some security stuff like so. And then the guys said that they are the ones in charge of the park, and then we shouldn't have done video of that. But the other aspect of it was we went into a deeper conversation, and then some of them told us that the management or the maintenance of the park has been handed over to a private company called Green. Is Green something is just escaping me. Yeah. So they said they are in charge of it, and they are responsible to maintain all of the different parks, not just the PHP, but the Invincible Park, the one at the West Point, and all those different parks. That group is responsible to maintain the park. But then he went on to say that they maintain the internal facility, but not the external. Okay, so the portion of the park where you see that something like a barricade, and then you have the rest of the place, you have to view the Atlantic Ocean. He said that portion, especially where we capture in the camera when we're doing it live, it is in the purview of Maritime Authority and another entity of government. They are the ones sometimes that take on the initiative to clean that portion of the park. But because they are in charge, sometimes they on their own, just voluntarily, they decide to give the place a facelift. But again, yeah, that's what he said. So
so, but Nelson, thank you so much for that recollection and for the job you guys did at the park today. But I don't know how the contract was designed. If the contract just said just the park alone, that is interesting. That is concerning, because I wouldn't want to go to a park where the inside looks good, but then when I walk outside, the outside looks dirty. So that is something that I think that people need to look at. Furthermore, whoever is the governmental agency that is responsible, they really need to act on that, because it does not look good. I think the caller who called and mentioned that, yes, it does not look good at all. We also, as Liberians, we take, and Dwalu mentioned this, we are partly responsible. We are maybe equally, let me just say partly, we are equally. That means that we share almost the same responsibilities as the government, because we can't take dirt and put it in the sea. You can't just take dirt and put it all over the place. You can't clog the drainage system. You can't put it nowhere. You know, I understand our country is in progress. That's what I like to say. It's in progress. Slowly, we are getting there. We are taking shape. But we need to keep the dirt. Like when I was growing up, we had like a little banana kind of incinerator in our backyard. The dirt that couldn't go in the garbage, we put it in the banana uh, patch, and it will stay there, you know, and ferment or whatever, you know, and then we'll use that as fertilizer. The people, what modern, do you know what modern people got it? They got a whole name, it's a whole system here. They got it,
Yeah,
yeah,
there's also been, yeah.
yeah. This
But Dr. Francine, you said something. Somebody mentioned here, trying to speak to the issue about corporate responsibility. Well, let me tell you something. This is a beautiful example. A private organization is responsible to clean the park. The private organization will work to the extent that the government makes them to work. So if the park, if the beachfront is adjacent to your property, the government can demand to do that. Let me tell you something, guys. No corporation, even here in the West, the reason why they have guard institutions to keep checking them, because they're not going to do what they're supposed to do until the government forces them to do this. This is my argument. But in Liberia, we force nobody to do anything. You expect, look, these guys will sign contract that they don't even follow with the government. You expect them to go outside the confines of the contract and start doing extra thing in the community. Human beings are not designed that way. Let me tell you why governments are instituted. Is to force you and I to follow the laws. If you allow, let me tell you, before governments were founded, human being will see another human being, you're eating your good chore and gravy because as strong more than you are eating. This was the rule of the jungle. Government was instituted to stop that. And when government refuses to function in the role that has been designed and being paid for to function, society collapses. This is why you see Liberia the way it's looking. Our foundation of the major issue in the country, and not 10 issues, we got one singular problem in that country. It's refusal to enforce the laws that are governing the society. We enforce the law, most things will fall into place. Really. Most things.
Yes.
Dr. Fencing.
Yes. Yeah, I just wanted to add, and somebody who, I don't know, I'm trying to catch a name here, said the compost is where you put.
Yeah, the compost, yes.
Yes, where you put, so thank you for saying that. I just had, you know, it skipped my mind. It's where we put disposable trash that can be biodegradable, that can break down, so that can be used for fertilizer. Now, we can make money in our country from recycling. I mean, there's too much plastic, if you ask me, from recycling, but I think there's ways that city corporation or whoever government is responsible for that can make money out of the you know, selling of the plastic bags. So yes, Stanton, welcome.
Yeah, Stanton tried to. Stanton, welcome. Fellow made fun of it. It was part of my city hall plan. But before Stanton come in, recognize my people just a little bit, Stanton, before you start all your brouhaha. And I'm going to say the Alfonso Gaga. I see over here, Bomi King, my own brother. What's going on, man? Emmanuel Jackson, Fofi Fofana, my brother, my younger brother. What's going on, son? I see Ruben Cabot, Mr. Cabot. Welcome to the show. I see Rose Payne. Per Campbell, Purdy Pro, Dr. Francine is gone. I see Tenant Cooper. How you doing today? Yema Washington, Corey Gloria, Voca Morban. How are you doing, madam? I see Precious Satya, Gaman Harris, Augustus Bailey, Dukle Welly, Vonnie K. Sherman, Mr. Sherman. How are you doing, sir? I see Alu Kamara, Mr. Kamara, Amelia Atia. How's everything out there? Felicia M. Kobo. Quick, how are you, Louis Gabon? My brother Louis, it's been a minute, man. Let's talk sometime. I see Glasgow McCarley. How are you doing, Mother Glasgow? How's everything with you? I see Sherry A.L. Yusudu. How are you doing, Patrick Koto? Tony L.S. Megabush. Mr. Megabush, how are you doing, sir? I see Teofila Queer, Ben Colette. Over here, I see Losani Kaba, Mr. Kaba. How are you doing? Kumapado Waysna. How are you doing, Minister Simia Elevation Tibley? How are you doing, sir? Alec Senian, Amelia Boykai, Madam Boykai. How are you doing? Everybody, man, from across the country, Grand Bassa County, up in Barclayville. If you're listening to us, I see up there in Ganta, in Saniquili, Robert Sports, Morovia itself, GSA Row. I'm messing with Tuparo. Y'all get a hard time in Tuparo where y'all get all the prime warrior Tuparo people. Y'all get too much prime. But my big shout out to Duper Road, man, all the way down to Cowfield. Big shout out to you guys out there in Monrovia. Let's talk Liberia. Help us share the show. It is always about Liberia. It is the biggest thing that holds us together. We must elevate this country collectively.
Thank you, Mr. Eduardo. Thank you. I'm in Zico. Zico. What? Want to say shout out to everybody.
Yeah.
Richardson, what are you smiling for?
What do you want to do?
I wonder what you get to do.
Yeah.
What are you eating it back?
Yeah, you can
No. I was saying my prayer in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Man would never talk all. Man would take all to the grave. Man would take all to the grave. I want to welcome every one of you, like Eduardo just did. Bummy King. As always, it's good to have you folks. Share the show, whatever you find yourself today. I believe Abdullah Kiatama said he want to be on tonight, and I'm bringing Winto. I think that's the name, Winto or Winto. Listen, it's just
former presidential candidate.
No, the former presidential candidate passed away though. If that's him you're talking about. Yeah, but this is Winto T. Winto.
Oh,
I want him to be our contributing, and just to chip in today. I saw his performance one-on-one with the CEO, and I just fell in love with it. I call him Piggy because he always gave me a hard time. But you know what? I think he's shy, and I think he should join us here tonight to contribute vastly on the issues surrounding
Liberia. Amen.
Yeah. I think he's sharper than a whistle blade, though.
I said, man, shy, me.
No, I said shy. I said shy.
Oh,
shy. No, he got no shit for that draft picking that. But I want to say, listen, guys, it's going to be a unique show today. We really appreciate you. Just join us. We're going to give you everything plus more. Today, Gregory Coleman spoke on that issue about this. But man, Dwadu, I think I put it in the chat room. If not, I would drop it in there. I want us to play it. I want us to go through it, Dr. Richardson, because they got some very bad apple. And I don't know who. Listen, I don't want to get into it, right? But I just want to ask the Liberian folks today, what's really going on here? You get officers, you get somebody that was suspended and came back and operating, impersonating as police officer, the life of our people. Listen, our people life, the country is not safe. How can Gregory Coleman sit there and have people, that's not only one person though. You got a lot of people impersonating. They are operating as police officer. I mean, Gregory got to do a better job. How can you sit on the same bar? 2015, he went to court for armed robbery, joining the allegation that these guys, Johnny Dean, and all of them went to court for participating in massive armed robbery. You want to tell me that Gregory Coleman, he doesn't know? But we will get to Gregory Coleman. That's my brother, that's my friend. But we got to discuss it. This is not about brother and friendship. That's why I made sure I ate my salad before coming on the show.
Hey, you better go.
Yeah, I have to eat salad, my man. We got to tend to green, the green revolution. We got to go back being green. But something is just, it doesn't seem right. The whole Liberian National Police. You took the man 24,000.
Can you imagine?
And you said 5,000 missing. And you get man 8,005 back. What kind of corrupt system? I mean, these guys begged Joseph Yima Bwaga for job, but then they went there to just steal from the Liberian people. What's the motto? Serve and protect, or protect and serve? What's the motto? I mean, do we have that motto again?
I think it's serve and protect, or I'm not sure.
No. It's rob and steal and kill and destroy.
Protect and serve, I think.
No, we will change it. Rob, steal, kill, and destroy. Gregory got to do better. The press conference today, I didn't enjoy it. And I will play the press conference. He has to do better. But listen, we're going to come to that. Yeah, President CEO tried to lose weight. Do you think I file a Fadiga? I ain't fighting inside trying to lose weight. Go to Fadiga, better. Fadiga, a fat boy. But again, we appreciate Fadiga time on the show. He stayed in with our family, though he's going to take new assignment. But we'll say invoke his presence whenever necessary. Again, I want to say to all of you, share the show, invite your friends. They're going to be a very wonderful show, starting with the Liberian National Police. Hey, did you follow the president activities in Rome? It's gaining momentum, though. Everybody that kind of say the president is supposed to go, I want to hear from them today. Joseph Yima Boaka is breaking through. But here's the thing Dwadu said yesterday. The amount of money on DSA, the amount of money on the travel, it is concerning. But is he bringing back good result? One of the callers said Joseph Yima Boaka will be bringing $50 million. We got to explain that though, right? We got to explain it. But the president is trying, man. You see tiredness in his eyes. 80 years old, on November 30, he'll be 81. The man is tired. Look on here, he's tired. But he got to go break through. He got to go for it. He got to go for it, Dwadu. We got to talk about Rome. Rome. You remember Rome, Dwadu? Is that where they say Etu Boot? Is that in Rome, right? Somewhere about Caesar, right? Is that a Rome, right?
Yeah, when you go to Rome, you behave like a Roman.
Now, in all cases, man, I will be Stanton. I cannot be a Roman. No.
Right, up to you.
No, when I was a child, I acted like a child. Now I'm a full-grown man. I still acting like a child. But no, that would not be it. Now, the next thing is that people say, take us back to this Samuel 12 letter he wrote that to Richardson. I'm not interested. Can we not discuss it tonight, please? It's something like, I want to just bring LRA to be our second focus here. Third, LRA. I want to bring up some pictures of these guys, them like the Double Jala, the Sam Bennett, the Gregor Montgomery, the Samura, and the Rogers. I want to bring up these hardcore leaders and the allegation that they have, they're taking your tax money and using it for the personal gain and benefit. I want us to discuss it. I want us to open the Liberian people's eyes. And I want you to hear something I've never heard before. What would the archive? You know what people do now? The last thing, if we have time, every entity and every ministry opening double account and skipping. They are leaving the consolidated account so to put the revenue in. They are creating their own account and giving the government what the government wants, something they feed that the government wants that to riches and consuming the rest.
No.
Oh yeah. We got look at it. How you call these people? The archive? Who control them? Look at the business registry. And I hear that Augustine Player Gafran will be delivering a special treat and taking questions and addressing this issue at hand, talking about off-budget expenses. Listen, man, Augustine Player Gafran, they are watching you. And you got to come up clean. You cannot deal with Cover as finance minister. But the finance ministry is a bad place right now. They get some bad apples at the finance ministry. We got to begin to uproot them and let the Liberian people know who they are. Some deputy ministers, then Ben Desson, Charlie Kintan, they are bad. They are bad. They are going with the old system, the old status quo, Dwadu. They are bad people. Some of them are, listen, I got somebody got front just went there, listen. If you need our help, we're going to share the document with him. But some people, some guys, they got to go. They got to go, Dwadu. The allegation is just coming to this. Listen, I got a spoon. You want to see the spoon dance, Dwadu? I'll get back to you. You see spoon talk? You want to see the spoon dance? You want to see what I have? Alexa, play Lionel Richie for me. Put me in some Zico, Alexa. Thank you.
Good boy.
Oh,
yeah.
I want to get Zico. Let me tell you now.
Facebook, let me block you right now.
All right, Alexa, thank you. Call him out.
I tell you.
Yeah, Facebook ain't man out to enjoy ourselves, man. Dwadu, welcome. Dr. Richardson, welcome. Glenn, welcome. 12 T12, thank you for joining us. And Abdullah Ketema will be joining us tonight. We want to say thanks to every one of you. Share the show. Let's have fun. But above all else, we got to think Liberia. We got to love Liberia. We got to build a new Liberia. The Liberia National Police, the Ministry of Finance, the LRA, and everything else today on the table. We're going to spoil things today. We're going to give you some information you cannot receive from any network, from any government entity, not Mika, because Mika will never tell you about what's happening. You know that government plays, and you know, ELPC will not tell you. You know they are there to protect the government, but we are the government. We are the people. This is your network. We got to tell you the truth. So listen, they will not like us, but we are doing it for you. Okay? We want to say have a great day. Let's have a good show. Stuck on you. Got it feeling down deep in my soul. I just want to know. I'm on my way.
I the man I see his song.
A little friend. Okay, the rest of it. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Come on, Duaru. Take it from me, Duaru. These are the topics for today. Dr. Richardson, Duaru, Glenny. Once I see that Isaac Vi is coming on, but he's buffering. I mean, yeah, Isaac Vi, right? So when he settled in, I'll bring him on. Duaru, take it away. That's the intro for today. Yeah. I think we got 2 more minutes. Let's make this show
our
great.
Audience, you're welcome. I just read a comment. Somebody says, Duaru does not love their pape. I want to break something to you. You're not supposed to love your president. You're not supposed to love President Boakai. You're not supposed to love President Weah. You're not supposed to love anybody. You have to respect your leader to the extent that they deliver to your society. Why do you feel the need to love your president? When you do this, you diminish yourself. The president is beneath the people. I repeat, the president is beneath the people. You respect your leader, you honor your leaders, but you demand that your leader produce to your society. You don't exchange love for delivery. This is expected of him. Let's stop this in this country. The goal here is to elevate our country, not elevate an individual. I have tremendous reverence for Honorable Boakai, for President Boakai, to the extent that he delivers to my country. I will continue to sing this song on the Boakai's administration. When there are wrongs, I will speak about those wrongs. But I love no man. Not today, not ever. My woman being unfair. I don't really leave me alone.
Not yet for the president.
It's good having you, Mr. Duaru and the Peoples. Dr. Richardson, special Chinwe host. Dr. Francine Chinwe, special Richardson. Welcome, man.
Yeah, hello, yeah. I'm very glad to have all of the panelists here today. We have many topics lined up to discuss. I want to also welcome 12T12. I'm sure that we're on a panel together before, but I don't recall. But I'm just glad to have youth representation. I think this is really important. So I think it's important to have like someone young, because Liberia is a very youthful country. So I hope that your contribution here will be well taken and you stay strong in terms of how you present the ideas. To the rest of my fellow panelists, it's great having you here tonight, and we'll definitely be able to provide the information to you Liberians, and then you can filter it and take your own. We'll tell you our own. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Richardson. Folks, please go on Facebook, go on YouTube, go on your Instagram, go on your TikTok, go on anything you can go on. Farm Spoon, share the show. Like that, you're going to invite somebody. If you're in the neighborhood, turn the volume of your radio so high that other people can hear what we're about to say. It's about your safety. It's about your security. It's about your country. It's about your money. It's about the resources. Actually, that's what is happening in our country. So please share the show. Please. Dr. Rudolph Poplar, welcome to the show. Sister Glenny, let's hear you, man.
So hello, everybody. It's good to be back today. Want to welcome, get ready. The men and on the show there. And small people there here, especially Stento. He will love you some day when he yell, you will run away, but don't run picking. Sit down right here. Anyway, it's good to be back. Looking forward. I hope we continue with some of the conversations I watched yesterday. It was not easy yesterday. I was in the comment section yesterday. I enjoyed myself. They're very good. Because see all of you up on the platform. But it's good to be back. Santa, looking forward to talking about it. The president is back. He's not back. We heard today about the D's and stuff that they're working on. We hope that we do see some of from all of the 9 trips or 10 trips when he returns, we'll begin to hear some of the stuff. But it's always good to see that Liberia, the government is engaging and trying to bring business back to Liberia. So it's good to be here.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Glendy. I'm going to bring Dr. Buple, then we're going to go to 12T12. Dr. Buple.
Good evening, Stanton, and good evening to all of my esteemed friends, panelists, those who watch, those who listen. Thank you. Good evening from Lower Margibi. They said today is the beginning of the dry season. I guess climate change is for real, because during my day growing up, October was lightning and thunder, but now it's dry season all week, no rain. So be that true. Dry season is here. So we're inside. But it's good to be here tonight. And, Glendy talked about the president trips, and we'll all be hoping for fruits. And anything that is done to attract investment is good. I will say that we need to put a lot more emphasis on small business development, because that's where most of the jobs in the economy would be. It's good to have the big dollars come in, but make no mistakes. Economies are built on the back of small businesses. So I'm looking for a national small business development scheme, county by county, that will help people to create small businesses so that they can have jobs and support their families. We are hopeful. Listen, it's going to get better here. So we're staying on this path, and we look forward to what will happen tonight. I'm sure it will be a great constructive conversation tonight. So it's good to be here. It's good to be here.
Thank you, Dr. Buble. Thanks a lot. Let me bring you T1 to talk to us.
Okay, I just muted. Oh, I'm very, very happy. As always, I count it a great privilege to be on Spawn. The last conversation was also very fascinating. And yeah, Dr. Fresile, I think the last time that we were on this space together was during the hearing of the current Minister of Foreign Affairs, which was very, very much inside, very tough talking and critical, and I saw the Jesus Stanton as well. I think for me as a young person, I always think that governance in our country has a critical path with how we converse about it. Regardless of the political side you find yourself, our patriotism can only be formed through having different discourse on critical issues. And I've tried as much as possible to be as realistic in this kind of conversation. And like you said, having a young person also present a youth voice. So in my capacity, presenting that part of the argument. But also another critical part that also is crucial is I'm from a very research-oriented background, which is something that I'm looking at. Politically, I support the government. I support CDC. I'm a staunch member, very open member, very vocal member of the Congress and Coalition of Democratic Change, and I like to be clear about that. And that way, it creates some sort of open, perception of what kind of conversation we bring. That does not mean I'm not objective, but I think to some extent it just balances the discourse in a way. And I'm very happy that I'm here. And Stanton, thank you for the opportunity, and I look forward to the conversation.
Welcome, Wanto. It's good to have you. Sedition or no sedition, it's good to have you. Let's talk Liberia, and let's talk about moving our country forward. I'm an independent. I have no political affiliation. I love people based on the policy, the agenda, and what I think will be best for the country of Liberia. So you're welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, as we start the show, it's 9:05 p.m. in Liberia, 5:05 p.m. in New Jersey, 4:05 p.m. in Minnesota. Wherever you can catch up, the time is yours. Please share the show. Again, I say I'm an independent. I love Liberian. Harriet Michael says, CEO, that's a lie. I don't know what you mean, that lie. I don't know what you mean. I'm not even going to go there with you. Again, I say welcome to Spoon Talk. Let's talk Liberia. I'm going to start with you, Dr. Richardson. We raised and we flagged the story about the Liberia National Police yesterday on this show. And thank God, thank God, thank God. We break the news. We broke the news. We're breaking the news. We are bone breakers and news breaker. Here we are talking again about some of the steps that were taken today, because we pushed the Liberia National Police, we pushed Gregory Coleman that they should speak on this issue, the embarrassment. Two officers, someone actually, a police officer that was removed. He's operating as a police officer. And the issue that they are targeting investors, robbing investors, or German investors, or Vietnamese investors, or Chinese investors, Korean investors, whatever investor they may be, they are reporting Liberia to the embassy and the country and say the people here, they are bad people. They're taking our money. They're beating us. And when they ask them who's doing that, they say the Liberia National Police. It was very clear today, hearing Gregory Coleman. I've never seen Gregory Coleman in such a dominion. Gregory Coleman, he gave it up in 9 months. In 9 months, folks. Who brought Sam Ballard in? Gregory Coleman. How did a police officer that was removed or suspended, how did he get back into the Liberia National Police? Took $24,000. $24,000. But let me hear you on the first round. Let me hear you, Dr. Richardson, Mr. Duadu, Sis Glenny, Dr. Bople, and 12T12. Where are we? Where is the Liberia National Police, man? I'm going to play the entire 10-minute or 6-minute conversation that was had today by Gregory Coleman, and everybody going to hear him, and we're going to jump into it because some part of that, I disagree with Greg. I think the Liberia National Police have brought the greatest, biggest embarrassment to Jose Yiman Bwaka administration. But I would like to hear you, Dr. Richardson, talk to us.
So I'm sure I'm going to have more after you play the tape, but yes, I think I can agree with you that this is an embarrassment. This is sad. This is not what I expected of Gregory Coleman. But one good thing is we called him to act yesterday, act now yesterday, because we knew that it is terrible for our country, for an investor to come into the country. We pray and cry for an investor. It does not look well. That year it is, the president is pitching out that he's pitching in Italy, he's going to the Vatican and pitching. And then, we have stories in our country of the police, the people who are supposed to protect and serve us, stealing from investors. It just does not look good at all. But when we hear the tape and see the action that Gregory Coleman took, IG Coleman took, I'll probably have some more response to this.
Thank you very much. Go ahead, Mr. Duadu. Mr. Donald, hold on 1 minute. Ava, if you're ready, just give me the thumb up. I think your video is getting clearer by the minute. So if you think you're ready, your internet set, just let me know. Go ahead, Mr. Duadu.
I would take a passage from the Meditations of Marcus Aurelius. He was talking about men under his command. And this is what he said. He said, listen, if you allow men to not be in a structured, who are supposed to be in a structured environment, to run amok, the entire institution will not just break down, it creates chaos. Gregory Coleman is to blame for what is happening with the National Police of the Republic of Liberia. It doesn't mean Gregory personally did this. I want you to understand me. Look, Gregory should know every single director that is under his command. He should understand, he should have a fire on them. He should know what they are doing on a daily basis, especially a division head. So what is happening with the National Police? I put it at the full step of Gregory Coleman because the cohesion of the Liberian National Police is not together. It's going to create the kind of chaos you see in the country. The director believes he can go somewhere and do something by himself so as he pleases. It's going to continue. Look, man by nature is a noble being. Absent law and justice, he becomes a beast. These things have to be learned in Liberia over and over and over and over. You must be understanding one thing, the consequence. This guy's done this before. He's not going to stop. Look, if I went to Margibi County and I committed a crime in Margibi, there'll be no documentation for me in Morovia. So when I go to Morovia, they would get different ink and different paper. They say they're writing thing there for me. What's happening to the country is being allowed by the leadership. That's what I'm going to say to that.
Dwalu, thank you very much. Glennie?
So I think I agree with Dwalu 100%. I didn't listen to the IG to see what he has to say. But whatever is happening, good or bad, he's the leader of the compact. So he to some degree is responsible. And the excuse, yes, I was listening to the excuse yesterday to say that, I don't know whether he said it or whether it was just a hearsay, that he didn't know about what was going on, that he had not come to his information. I think that's I don't know, that's an excuse that probably should not have happened. If you're the police director, people talk. If they don't call you directly, and Gregory Coleman, this is not a terrain that he's not familiar with. This is his second term. He's familiar with the terrain, and people know him. That he has friends, and he also may have enemies. But there should be nothing that will go on with a police officer in Liberia that the commander-in-chief of the police wouldn't know about. So I would really like to hear what he has to say. I hope he made some corrections. I hope this guy is in jail or being investigated. I hope they reach out to the investors also, but it would be good to hear what he has to say, because he's responsible no matter what, whether good or bad. The reflection is on him as the director of the police.
Thank you, Gandhi. Thank you. Dr. Bopla, you're in Liberia right now, currently. Well, tension very, very high. We've been receiving information since this morning. A lot of investigations. The lawyer of the Vietnamese, the German guy, those victims, the lawyer Horatio Gu, he was there all day. Talk to us, man. We will play the clip, but I mean, what say you?
I tell you, Stanton, Greg and Dwell was right. So the buck stopped with the leader. Okay. Greg Coleman is the IG. He's a very well trained police officer. More than that, this is his second rodeo, like Glendy said. So it's not like he's unfamiliar with the territory. I must be Kendall, you. Greg's a friend. I am actually surprised at how the police is being, the force is being run right now. I'm really surprised. It just seems to be or lay back, everybody do what everybody want to do kind of thing. Look, if you're in Monrovia now, from ELWA Junction to Old Road Junction, the amount of police officers, lawman say you can't count them. When the traffic is slow, that's because plenty of police officers in the road. When they're not there, the traffic move. So I think they need training. I thought Greg would come back this second round with some kind of hands-on tactical, come on, let's be visible. We live in big communities. We can't see one police. You see them on the street. You see them escorting VIPs. And the police is so critical to national security. So I don't know. I think Greg need to redirect, hit the reset button, and create a new image of the police. And that will help with all these other things that are happening. Because I think people are taking too much liberties, either because they're not trained or because they're allowed to. And Greg has to change the narrative.
And maybe you can add a tail on. Either they are just friends and relatives to Greg. So it's the complacency, that's my friend. We were there before 20 Madam Salif time. He's my boss, so therefore, these things happen. But we're going to get into it because a lot of story coming up, a lot of messages, all police officer within the Liberia National Police doing similar things. We want to ask Gregory whether he's aware of these things or he just covering up. So I'm going to bring in Wanto T1 talk to us, Wanto.
Greg, so Stanton, one of the most important things is the unrealistic expectation of the police. Bear in mind that one of my issue I've had with the Inspector General is some of the vision you have for the Liberian police is far from reality. For instance, one of the most disgraceful aspects was the project they had around ELWA. They check the financial spending on that project. It don't make sense in the first place. In fact, after a few times, we heard that the project was broken down, someone stole it, and after a while, they replaced it again on public funding. But the other aspect is that the history of corruption within our police sector is not new, and that means the Inspector General had a critical role to play in a transition in that. I haven't listened to the tape, but the fact that the Inspector General in such a leadership, a graduate from the University of Harvard, cannot provide accountability mechanism in our police sector, especially for critical issue as such, is worrisome, and I'm very excited to see what it is. The other aspect also is that the blatant, to some extent, lack of empathy for some of the challenges and the partisanship within our police sector is also something that is concerning. We had a King George massacre. Up to now, we haven't had any investigation on that. We've had police officer at the barrack. We haven't had any investigation on that. Even at the CDC party headquarters, where we spoke about, the police being at the headquarters with a fake Ministry of Justice, to some extent, approval letter to go at CDC party headquarters. That too have been investigated. So I think not just the police is failing, but the police have become partisan. And adding on to the fact that there is exceptional corruption shows that this is terrible for our country. And I'm very excited to see how we can be able to look into the video. But if we don't transition our police sector, the geopolitical narrative of how security apparatus around Africa today present an unheating society for most countries in Africa is also very concerning. You have the country Niger and other places, but I'm looking forward to see, to listen to the video.
Yeah, seriously, and thank you very much, Monto. Let's just bring this in, and again, everything fall under Liberia National Police, the Police IG Commissioner Gregory Coleman. We want to say again, listen, we hope they can speak, whether you come on Spoon or whether you go on other network, we want to hear you. And a lot of stuff happened today, a lot of engagement. They called the investors. We were on top of this whole story. The investor went there, another individual, some other folks accusing Sam Bala of massive corruption. And again, it puzzled me when I was speaking to other people, Glendy, but Gregory didn't do any background investigation. Gregory retired some people. Gregory brought in some people. I mean, we know who he brought in, but he didn't ask questions. I mean, he's a security personnel. He's the commissioner. I mean, he knows Sam Bala. He know him. I mean, you know, in some 2015 when that armed robbery case took place, Gregory came on our show. He said, well, they didn't find anything and they dismissed the case. We have that clip also. So Gregory know exactly who he was bringing on. So the issue is that this guy is new Dwalu. I'm not understanding. No. Is that a friendship thing here? Is that kind of relationship? That's my boy. He will watch my back. So let's listen to Gregory. For 6 minutes, I cut this thing about 1 minute, 1 minute. I want us to take our time and enjoy. Yes, ma'am. Yes,
I want to just make sure I get some clarity. Here, Wanton talk about going to the CDC headquarters. Was the police responsible or was it LDA?
We'll gather that as I will break that all. Let's go back to this Gregory LP.
Yes, I just want to make sure.
Liberia National Police issue. We would get to the other side conversation because we have to be straight up. Again, let's listen to the clip, folks.
Good afternoon to all. This brief is about an incident that occurred on the 12th of October. And this incident has caused some serious embarrassment to the government and people of Liberia. It involves the issue of police corruption, harassment, abuse of authority, and intimidation of Vietnamese businessmen in Liberia. On Thursday, the incident was at the luxury hotel, Thinkers Village. It happened around 2100 hours. The investigation is still in its early stages. However, it's only fair enough that we update the public as to.
Okay, let me play the next clip.
However, it's only fair enough that we update the public as to where we are with the investigation. The Liberia National Police is a service for good. This service has got over 5,000 sworn officers, sworn to execute their roles and responsibilities as per the act establishing this organization. Any action outside of it that borders on criminality will never, ever be covered in any way, shape, or form. The action of these officers, of course, was very, very serious embarrassment. I'm not proud to even be standing here to even begin to discuss it. However, we can assure the public that there will be detailed investigation and we'll get to the roots of the matter. At this point, these are the facts that we have on hand until the investigation can advance to other stages. Police officers did go to the hotel, the luxury hotel in Tinkers Village. They made illegal entry. They arrested the businessmen with all probable cause and brought them to the headquarters of the Liberia National Police. The suspect was turned over to a senior supervisor who also abused his authority and intimidated the businessmen, threatening them to take mugshots without any charge. Mugshot is at the end of everything. When you're criminally charged, take your fingerprint, take your picture for the record. You don't do it to people who you've not investigated to establish a crime.
So let's pause here because I got 4 more other of this different clip. Dr. Richardson, let me come back to you. I saw that you're taking notes, and Liberians home and abroad, they're appreciating the fact that we can have this great discussion. I'd like to go to the last clip. The first one was just the intro. 1, illegal entry. Okay, illegal entry. 2, arrest without probable cause. 3, police supervisor himself that was sitting there, which is Sam Bala, abuses authority. Gregor Coleman is lining this thing up. He's saying, Glenda, Jackie, if you're ready, just make that adjustment. We'll bring you back on. He's saying that these things happening in today, Joseph Boaga government, today, when we just had a former police chief going to just, in service and bring to our police the mindset of being a real good cop, but you still get the bad cops there. Illegal entry. They force away in the people hotel. The people can sue the Liberia National Police. They force away in the man room. They took the man key. They went into the man's safe. They took the man $24,000. This thing was planned, Dwalu. It was planned. They arrested the people without probable cause. Gregor Coleman is saying it, and they abuse their own authority as police officer. Talk to me, Dr. Richardson.
Shameful, embarrassing, and I'm so surprised that they are still on the police force. Gregory listed all that he listed: illegal entry without arresting without probable cause, taken to the police station, and they had a mock shot taken of them. Those are all illegal activities you would think that a police would know. But for me, they had the audacity to even take these people to the police station. Okay, so the bravery that they had to take them to the police station tells me that this is a cahoot or scam. They have done it before and they were comfortable with doing it. So this should be gone as far as I know. This should be gone. If we're going to try to reclaim our country, if we're going to try to allow our country to be orderly, we don't have room and time for this type of behavior. So I know you have the last clip. I'm assuming, I don't know. Assuming you have the last clip that will tell us exactly what Gregory Coleman did, but they should be gone as far as
Yeah, we have it. We're going to calm down. We just cannot play everything at once. So Nelson, please check your phone to upload the last portion. I think it's 1 minute 20 seconds. Dualu, let me hear you, man. You heard portion of this thing. Let me hear you.
Yeah, let me say this, Stanton. Let's ask ourselves this question. What kind of culture have we nurtured in Liberia that somebody of a high-ranking officer will be brave enough, comfortable enough to go to the room of an investor and take his money with total impunity? This is the culture we've nurtured in the police force. You know, I understand Inspector Coleman coming out and standing and talking. I'm not convinced by even his posture, but let's see what he does. But I want to say this to the young man Wanton. I just came on the show. Perhaps maybe this is far above his pay grade. If you're going to come on the show and defend CDC, young man, make sure you come with a lot of facts because you're going to be checked. This is not a CDC show. It's about the Liberian people. You will not twist everything towards CDC. Understand the issues before you speak on them.
All right, so, okay, one thing you have your time. Hold on 1 minute. Let me say this. We're going to stick to this story. We have time to check. Yeah, like Dualu said, check. We have time to check each other, our own comment, and go back and forth. But Glenny, I'm taking back, Glenny. But I'm also hopeful. Maybe I'm making a mistake here. Jackie, welcome to the show, sis Jackie. Your camera is too far off. Make that adjustment. And, you know, we want to see you. We don't want to see the ceiling. I know you're in the people rental property, but that's okay. Glenny, listen, we gotta have a show here, folks. We gotta have a show here. Leave me with Jackie alone. We gotta have a show. Glenny, let me bring you in here. I think I'm still hopeful, but I'm not there yet, Glenny. I'm seeing Gregory Coleman saying that, well, illegal entry, Gregory Coleman. Yeah, we can hear you. You're good now. Just come up a little. Bring your camera down. That will be fine. Dr. Richardson, you can call her and tell her. Glenny, illegal entry, arrest without probable cause, supervisor abusing the authority, 2024 Unity Party government. Talk to me.
So I think Gregory Coleman is a very smart guy. And I think he thinks in his mindset that if he lists all those things to us, we would probably be satisfied with what he's done so far. I think the police people have failed on this instance. And I think to come and list all these things and not have anybody to, I mean, I don't know what the rest of the tape, I'm hoping that the rest of his conversation says that someone is terminated or someone is suspended. I hope it says that. Because if it doesn't say that, and he's just listing all the things that he has done from a story that he heard from Spoon TV, then it's a waste of my time. I would hope that by now someone is held accountable. And if you're saying here, one of the things he listed to say that the supervisor failed to follow the correct procedure over you misuse his authority, then I will hope that that supervisor is the one being held responsible. So I want to hear more, but I think there's a lot more that Gregory Coleman owes to the Liberian community than what he's saying right now. Because these things should not just be from this instant that he's just not hearing this, with people coming up with a lot of other stories about this particular person. It shouldn't just be this case, and now he suddenly knows everything. No, there's more that he knows. There's more that's required of him to do, and I think he needs to do those things and not just take people for joke.
Thank you, Dr. Bobler. Talk to us, Dr. Bobler. Here we are speaking on this issue, our second round. Then we'll play the rest of the tape after 1, 2.
I must say that I am surprised that the IG actually listed 3 things that were already violation and unlawful. Now, I haven't heard the rest of the tip. I hope the rest of the tip will say they have been suspended pending an investigation. There is no way you can continue to have them in their normal line of duty. Don't forget, When people are in the normal positions, they have the fears of influences. So if you are investigating them and they still have the authority, they can affect adversely the investigation. So the first thing you do, suspend and let them stay home. Then you investigate. But here's the bigger thing that concerns me, Stanton. I am starting to get concerned. I said earlier, so are people reading into this administration that this is open season, we can do what we want? You know, psychologists tell us it's not the severity of punishment that deters people, but the certainty. There has to be some kind of new national attempt at zero tolerance. And because we don't have it, people just doing the same old, and it's really not good for our country. We got work to do here, and we can't keep having these indiscretions and impropriety week after week, week after week. People need to get a sense that if I mess up small in the government, they will suspend me or they'll fire me. Government is not a right to serve. Everybody can work for the government, but the government must work for everybody. So they need, when the president come back, the Pope now lay hands on you and everything, he need to introduce a new zero tolerance policy in Liberia. His administration will work better, much better. And the people who can't hang with it, they need to move to the side. There's so many qualified Liberians. We can't just have the same people with the same habit and the same attitude, then we expect a different outcome. That's craziness. It never happens that way. So I'll wait to see what the rest of this will be.
Thank you, Dr. Bobla. Talk to us, Monto.
Great. Let me first start before I lay out a couple of points. But let me first clarify from Mr. Dualu. I think in a conversation with two political parties in Liberia, if there's specific demonstration of failure, would present a comparative analysis on what was before. And I don't think, I think maybe to some extent, I don't know from what point you came from with your question or your inquiry on the fact that this is not a CDC show. I think that was really wrong. Because I clearly lay out my political background and that is censorship, and I should have the right in opinion to provide specific insight on every discussion. And I just wanted to make that clarification. And I agree with what Dr. Francine opening. There are a lot of violations in this entire case. And Article 16 of our Constitution specifically talk about every citizen on our Constitution has a guaranteed right to privacy. And what we see here is, demonstration violation of their right to privacy. They did not have, there was absolutely no arrest warrant. They entered the hotel without arrest warrant. They went in, stole property. So the police that we should be, we should be looking at to say this is where we found law, the rule of law, the protection of human rights. Where ordinary Liberians should be safe in our country. They are the one breaking the rules. This is unprecedented in our country. That the very police that should be protecting, human life, that should be providing safe, and secure environment for every Liberian. The very police walking in and stealing, and then you have the police inspector saying that they have no solution. In fact, the press conference is terrible. There's no action. The police have no clue on how the entire case was. The investigation is not even conducted in the first place. It looked worrisome. Are we even secure in Liberia? So this is terrible.
Thank you.
Terrible.
Thank you very much for that. Jackie, welcome to the show. It's good to have you, Jackie. Again, we are on this Gregor Coleman, but we're going to hold you 1 minute. Let me play the rest of the clip. Nelson, can you upload the last portion of this clip? I think we just played 3 out of the 6.52 minute clip. 2 minutes ago, the Liberia National Police put out a statement, which is actually necessary. I just shared a statement with you guys.
This action does not represent the direction of the Liberia National Police, and we're calling it out as it is. We're asking the public to please remain calm as we investigate these officers. To date, the following actions have been taken. By my authority, I have invoked the disciplinary regulation of the Act of 2016 Section 9.4, caption interdiction. 2 officers, Assistant Commissioner of Police Sangbala, LMP Code R2, and Patrolman Augustine Ben of the Criminal Intelligence Division are both being interdicted and turned over to the Professional Standards Division for investigation in accordance with. A 3rd officer, Patrolman Sensi Massacre, has been dismissed. His case is a little different because this officer has been suspended since 2018 for theft of property. And the act says you should cease to perform any duties related to your previous work. And he went out impersonating a police officer because he's not at this point in time due to his suspension. And as such, his is very, very clear. That violation is straight for dismissal. He has been turned over to the Crime Services Department to be investigated criminally.
One last one, Jackie. We'll come to you. Let's play the rest.
The case is a little different because this officer has been suspended since 2018 for theft of property. And the act says you should cease to perform any duties related to your previous work. And he went out impersonating a police officer because he's not at this point in time due to his suspension. And as such, his is very, very clear. That violation is straight for dismissal. He has been turned over to the Crime Services Department to be investigated criminally. The businessmen have claimed that $24,000 was on them when this illegal action of the police officers occurred. They came to Central. They reported $12,200. In the process of the investigation, after the lawyers are signed for it, there's an additional $5,000 that cannot even be accounted for. So, I mean, the criminality is very, very clear here. However, there are set procedures that we have to follow before we can turn the officers over for criminal investigation. I can assure the public that we will keep you updated on the matter. We have been speaking with the lawyers and the businessmen as well, getting their statement. And on behalf of the police, I would just like to apologize because this is not representative of who we are or where we're heading. This country, I mean, there's so many challenges here today that, I mean, you can't even begin to understand how much we're dealing with in this organization. But I can reassure the public that while it is true that we will not control each and every officer individual action, whenever it is brought to light, there will be full accountability and they will answer for whatever wrongdoing. At this point, I would like to stop here. I'll ask the counselor if he has a word to say, and then I can take some questions.
Thank you very much, Dr. Richardson. That's the full clip from Gregory Coleman, Mr. Eduardo Glennie, Dr. Rople, and Wanto. Let's hear this from you, please.
I'm still calling for RG Coleman to dismiss those officers. He mentioned they broke the law. He said in his statement and in his press conference that they made an illegal entry. If we had a Liberian citizen who illegally entering the facility and the police were there and they caught that person, they will not say, I'm going to keep you out in the public until we do an investigation. That person will probably be taken straight to South Beach and until further notice. So they shouldn't be working. Everything he said that these guys broke the law. Everything he listed that they arrested someone without probable cause. They should be held at the highest echelon of maintaining the law. It's not like they don't know what probable cause in arresting somebody and the rules and regulations that goes along with arresting someone. Then he said that they went to the police headquarters, and then they intimidated these investors, the Vietnamese investors, and made them to take mock shots, where usually that is done at the end when you're charging somebody with a case. They didn't do any of that. So something they were intentional with harming this investor. They were intentional with embarrassing our country. They were intentional with stealing from these investors. So to me, it's not the matter of suspension, it's the matter of firing. I understand that it sounds like this other first guy, Sensi Massacre, was only fired because he was dismissed in he was suspended in 2018, not dismissed, I'm sorry. He was suspended in 2018, and so he had no business being involved in this organized crime. Okay? But again, I think they should be just dismissed. There's no investigation.
Dr. Francine, you're right. Look, the Professional Standard Division of the Liberian National Police to some extent has failed the Liberian people. When the police commits a crime, it's not an ordinary crime, even if it's a simple crime, because they've been charged with a higher responsibility to guard and protect life and property. Now, if they're not protecting that life and property and they're partaking in taking away life and property, it creates a lot of problem. But first and foremost, I want to say this to IG Gary Coleman. This is a welcoming news that you begin to dismiss some of these guys, but it should not have taken somebody 7 years on the force. They're sitting there doing absolutely nothing, and you continue to pay them. I want to say this to Liberian people. If me, Ensu Dwalu, if I intentionally commit a crime against the Liberian people, you cannot pity me and say, oh, but the man got family to feed. This is my responsibility to think about. We have to stop this thing and feeding pity for people when the society continues to suffer. It is not my job to feel pity for somebody who does not feel pity for themselves. This is not the police department. It's almost every single agency. If you got rules and regulations that are guarding that agency, and you don't want to enforce the rules and regulations guarding that agency, why does he exist? Why do you have the rules to begin with? Honorable Gary Coleman, personally, I believe that you hasten the process. These officers disgrace our country. The message it sends out there is more expensive than the $17,000 or $18,000 stolen from the Vietnamese individual. Lindy.
So I want to agree with you, Dwalu, because I don't think the IG has done enough. I mean, if what he did today was trying these people out in courts, there is enough evidence to warrant their suspension or someone's termination. That's enough. He's a law enforcer, so he should be able to enforce the law. Like Dr. Francis said, if someone, someone said, if someone, an ordinary citizen, did any one of those things illegally into someone's property, would they be free? And I was trying to look up the word, I don't know, in Dr. Data or whatever that word was, meaning something about them not being a part of the police or not participating in the police, in the function as a police. What does that mean? How does that satisfy their behavior? Yeah, how does it satisfy his behavior or the things that they've done? And then you say, okay, the person who was not a police, we get that. Who was not a police, you're taking care of him, but the other two people. But then in his tone, there is some form of justification because he's trying to find an explanation by saying, it's a difficult process. The law, it doesn't work this way. The police know a crime is a crime. And you have not even investigated, but you're almost concluding that these people committed some criminal acts. So what's holding you up from making sure they bear the full consequences of what they've committed? I don't understand the justification for him. And I think to Gregory Coleman, he has a bigger role to play, or he owes more to the Liberian people because this is his second term around. And he has come back, given an opportunity to come back, and he promised to do better, to change the police system. A complete reformation is what he spoke about. So starting here, this is what he's done is for me, he's done nothing. And I think he needs to do more. If he is seeing that these people have violated some serious laws, he should be able to suspend them. If somebody warrants going to jail, send them to jail or investigate them. But don't come out and make excuses for the crime and try to justify and the time that you're spending on doing this. This is Gregory Coleman is no small man in Monrovia or Liberia. He knows the ropes. So what he's doing is bare minimum, and that's unacceptable. I think that's a problem. Oh, sorry.
The IG said that 2 of the officers interdicted. So you restrict their movement. They're still on the job, or you can go here, or you can be part of that. When you have already said that there were crimes committed, that things were done wrong, you don't do interdiction, you do suspension. Suspension will pay. So you move them totally from the scene. Here's why suspension is more effective under this circumstance. When you're suspended, you are not supposed to be calling your subordinate. You can't give instruction. They can't ask you question. You will only participate when they invite you as part of the investigation. See? So they suspend your authority so they check you out. If you did nothing wrong, they will say, look, we investigated and Joe Blow didn't do anything wrong. Okay? That's part of professional procedure. But when something this egregious seems so obvious happening, and interdiction to me was not appropriate. But yes, the bigger picture. I want us to always think of a bigger picture. Okay? The bigger picture is look what happened. These were potential investors. And IG himself said, even the people said 24,000, you got 12, but they can't even account for 5. So plenty yama thing happened here. You suspend the people, you do a good thing, and be swift about it. And then come back and report to the public. Remember, you got to keep building confidence. Okay, building confidence. Otherwise, when the public lose confidence in the institution, it's difficult. And the police, this critical institution, we can't afford that. The IG needs to do better. So we'll see what happens. I really hope he does better sooner in this one.
Thank you. Brother Wharton.
Great. Again, like I laid out before, there is this is unprecedented. There are people who are concerned what I say is unprecedented because the reality here is that you expect everything to be perfect, everything to be accurate, because these were some of the conversations that we had in the previous regime on police violation, police brutality, the economy, and so forth. What we see here is extremely dangerous to our investment climate because we're already struggling on, harnessing investors to Liberia, and then we have such a scenario that the very law enforcement agency that's supposed to be the protector of human rights is here blatantly violating the rights of investor. You have under Article 16, the violation of our constitution, where every citizen should be guaranteed the right to privacy. Their right to privacy were violated. We have Article 21 on lawful arrest without any, and there is a pattern, like I said from my opening, that the Liberia National Police cannot even follow their own rules and order. You have seizure of property without even due process, violating Article 22 of the Constitution. So this is embarrassment to our law enforcement agency. The Inspector General, must do more. Beyond just doing more, we need to be able to have proper accountability on issues as such. This is not only about the police, but what kind of accountability are we putting on the Inspector General that lead the police service? I've seen a lot of sympathy on shifting blame, but I don't see us being more high on the Inspector General. He is the head of the police. This entire situation, which is a bigger embarrassment to the government, to the country, is on his watch. So for me, I think this is where our conversation should be. What action should be taken on the Inspector General? Should we question what kind of training the police, we have in our police? Are they going to proper, facilitated training on, behavior, on their moral? Are we drug testing some of the police officers?
Thank
with
you.
criminal background? So there are a lot of questions we should ask, in a scenario as such.
Thank you, Mr. Walton. Dr. Francine, I want us to explore a little bit the kind of culture where people feel comfortable enough to commit crime, especially when they hold these top level positions. And I want to make some clarity here to the audience, guys. If some people saying Mr. Coleman hand inside, we don't have any evidence to substantiate that. I don't want to believe that the IG, the Inspector General of the Republic of Liberia, would do such a thing. So we cannot make those claims here. But Dr. Francine, what society or what kind of agency would nurture a culture where the directors at the higher echelon within that entity are comfortable enough to commit these kind of crimes? What would you say about that kind of culture?
You know, this is exactly what my problem is, Dwalu. It's the culture of impunity. We've learned to accept wrongdoing. We learn to keep people who have violated other people, around us. We're begging for them. We are sympathetic towards them. Okay. We learn for them to not allow them to pay consequences for their behavior. Everybody going free, or everybody staying on a job until we do investigation, when we know, in order for the IG to come here and say these men did an illegal entry into the hotel, that's a crime. And if you're in Dwalu, I dare you to do that in this country. Where you find yourself? You think you'll find yourself in your bedroom tonight, sleeping in your good bed?
Not possible.
No. So then how is it that these guys can just be suspended and people say, oh, they gotta go through the rule of the law and what have you, they gotta go through the manual? Well, it's illegal what they did. Any other citizen who did this act, intimidated somebody, illegal entering, arrested somebody without probable cause, that's an illegal act. Those are all illegal. So what's the investigation about again?
And Stanton, Dr. Freddie, take it. Before I say this, guys, suspension of somebody from the job is not denying them due process of law. They are not one and the same. A job has a responsibility to make sure the organization stays. Stanton, I think it's Dr. Brubel or me after, if you got another question.
No, so let me do this real quick. Nelson, can you please upload the video? Let's talk about, this is the dismissed patrolman, Sensi Massacre. Right, you can find this on the Liberia National Police page. Again, we have here yesterday Sam Bara. This is Sam Bara. We like to show these pictures again for you to understand we are in a very bad territory, but I stay hopeful that Gregory Coleman would do better. Again, a lot of folks in there, when they beat the gentleman, they handcuff him. If you zoom in, the scratch mark, the handcuff mark, they took his money. One of them, they were German national. So the German people are going to start getting invested with Liberia. Yeah. Just because of this gentleman called R2 Sam SD Bala, the main chief of organized crime. Nelson, did you put a video up? I really want to play one video for you to see back in the days, like a few months ago, what happened. And I also would like to say, yes, indeed, Criminal Code D, Sam Bada, Johnny Dane, and other people that were allegations that they were taken to Criminal Code D for armed robbery. Again, with these background, we really need to ask Gregory Coleman, why did he bring them back? Even when you met them there, why did you keep them? These guys have history, folks. Big history. Why are you keeping them? I think Gregory owed the Liberian people more explanation yet, Eduardo. Not just saying I dismiss this guy. They were organized. And Gregory seemed to be a decent guy. When you call him, he answered. He's spot on. But a lot of information coming about relationship, people that he brought into the system, and people that he have taken away from the system. I mean, who are these guys? Were they your point guys? Just because they are caught today? I mean, let it dig deeper a little bit. So I'm begging every one of you that giving me information, sending information. I respect you, but we can do it but so much, one at a time. Today, Gregory spoke. Today, he said he dismissed them. He turned some of them over for investigation. Investigation on what? But that's the procedure that the Rich is saying. That's the procedure. He just cannot say, okay, but Sam Bala, Nelson, put the other video up before Dalu come in. I really want, and I put this in the chat room. Let's play this. Let's play this.
Ain't seen it. Ain't seen it, but I can keep it on me. I can hardly. Yeah, I can hardly.
Nelson, can you move forward, make this to the most recent? And when Sam Bala was beaten and his group, they were for money business, knocking on people's house, busting, the same. This is horrible. And I hope Greg is, because I sent this video to him as well. Everything that coming to me, I'm sending it to Gregory Coleman. So if you say we're going to just suspend and turn them over, Liberians need to see this. And let's show this, folks. This is in real time, Dr. Pople. Are we seeing two different Gregory Coleman here? But I know the Gregory Coleman that will fight crime. I know the Gregory Coleman that want to bring justice. I know the Gregory Coleman that will do everything for the Liberian people. Have I not been deceived? Or should I still trust this Gregory Coleman that I know? Mr. Duarte, take it away, though. I want Liberians to call and tell me whether I'm wrong or whether I'm seeing two different Gregory Coleman here. Duarte.
Yeah, the success of President Bouakar's arrest agenda is predicated upon whether the police force in Liberia succeeds. If the police fails, to some extent, Honorable Bouakar cannot succeed. But Stanton, I want to make this very clear. One thing I love to do when I'm in Liberia, I said this before, I visit prisons and I visit police stations. It seems like every single police depot in the country, across the country, they operate on their own agenda. I have to say they're not getting orders from headquarters in Monrovia. Every director, every location, get their own operation going with it. Whatever the commander decides is what is done. I don't know if they're following protocol. I don't know what's the cohesion of the police force, especially when we talk about the counties across the country. So I don't know. Honorable Coleman has to get hold of this. He has to make sure, because the image of the Liberian National Police that is being put out there is debilitating to the country. It's going to hurt this country massively. Not just a small business, but almost in every other term. People will start calling from the country. They cannot take families to the country. It's going to lower a lot of stuff in the country. This has to get a hold of very quickly. And I think President Bouakar himself have to speak to this issue, because this is going to hurt us massively.
Go ahead, Dr. Pople. Let's welcome Colin Gray. Colin Gray, it's good to see you. Go ahead, Dr. Pople.
I don't have much more to add, Stanton. All I would say is that the police need an overhaul, and one, they need more training, two, more community policing in particular, so that they're visible in the community, and three, a zero tolerance policy within the force. We really need that across the government, but particularly in the force.
Thank you, Dr. Pople. Thank you very much. I'm going to bring Jackie Wanto and Will kind of Gray and close up on this segment. We got a lot of information coming on. But again, guys, we have to go to the phone line and ask the Liberian people their faith in Gregory Coleman and the Liberian National Police with this story. So I'm going to go to you, Sister Jackie. I'm going to bring Wanto, and then we'll go to Conor Gray.
Okay. Thank you, Stanton, and greetings to everyone. I'm a little bit perplexed from watching the press briefing that was given. The IG clearly admitted that these people allegedly broke into the investor's home. I mean, their hotel, wherever they were presiding in Tingas Village. So, one that needs more explanation. How is it that somebody who has been suspended since 2018 is still on the job or still has access to LNP in order to carry out such acts? The second inquiry that is confusing to me is that if you are giving a press briefing and say these people broke in and allegedly took some money, not just broke in, but took some money, how is it that he needs to define interdiction because is it equivalent to suspension in his term? Because the general definition of interdiction, it doesn't equate to suspension. Of course, it means you prohibit somebody from doing something. So what are you prohibiting these two people from doing? I didn't watch the whole press briefing. I only pay attention to what was seen here. And I just went on the LNP Facebook website and I read the press release. So the press release does not explain these things. So I think IG Coleman needs to come back or go on one of the media outlets, whether it's Spoon or anywhere. Maybe we need to invite him because he's been here several times. He needs to come and explain and be more specific as to the necessary actions that will be taken. Why are these actions taken? Why the word interdiction as opposed to suspension pending investigation, which is what you normally hear, especially in cases like this, if the people are not fired up front. So many questions. He left so many questions on the table, and he needs to come back to the table and explain himself and give the reason as to why he, as the head of the Liberian National Police, made the decisions that he made. We have to take public safety very seriously in the country. And let me say this. I was in Liberia early this year. I met some professional police officers. There are some professional people out there. There may be fewer than we like. And we hope that those professional police officers will be awarded and rewarded in the public so that the world knows that despite all the bad and the negativity with the police force, that you do have some well-trained and very professional police officers out there. And even by showcasing them, that will probably even help to build the morale of other police officers, set best practices in the public for other police officers to live by and work by, and to use these model police officers as an example and training for other police officers. So much need to be done. The IG needs to come back. Stanton, please call him so that he can come back and come on this forum, whether it's on one-on-one or on this platform, to explain in details what exactly he meant during his press briefing today, because it left more questions than answers.
I agree with you, seriously. And I think Gregory can do better. I mean, these guys that have history. And you're right, they got some good police officers in there. People trained, real seasoned. But man, if I stop naming some of these guys, they're not abroad, right? I mean, I don't know. I don't know whether the Liberia police also have gangster. Some of the guys, they are real gangster. They do complete shakedown. I don't know whether a group supposed to be the Liberia National Police, it should be a death squad group. I'm serious. This thing getting scary. Only Colonel Gray can relate to that because you know what? He been there. He been in the military in Liberia Armed Forces. For me, I spent only 4 days in the Army. Yeah, in the Marine. I don't know which one it was, Army or Marine, but at least I spent 4 days in the Quality Inn Hotel. I don't know what I'm talking about. I ate some food and I left. I said, hell no, I'm not going to do this thing. But I think they got certain group, and Liberians be warned. I think they got certain group in the Liberian National Police that do complete shakedown. Whether you're an investor, they care less. How can this same bodyguard, how can this guy still be in the Liberian National Police hanging around Gregory Coleman? This guy. Why would this guy still be in the Liberian National Police hanging around Gregory Coleman? What more can Gregory Coleman tell us about this guy? Who is he to Gregory Coleman? I mean, don't let us go there, man. The other guy that they had allegation on, Johnny Dean. Dean was Sensi Massacre. And a lot more. You want us to put the picture up? Gregory can do better, man. Let Gregory answer the Liberian people. Let him be truthful to the Liberian people. We love Gregory Coleman. But is that too Gregory Coleman? Is that too Gregory Coleman? Let me bring you in one to talk to us. We'll go to Colonel Gray, Sister Glennie, and then we'll bring it down to Poplar to close on this something. Liberian people, is that too Gregory Coleman? Is that the Madam Sadi Gregory Coleman and the Joseph Boaga Gregory Coleman? Is that Gregory Coleman that in the light he Jesus in the night he's somebody, in the day he another person? We really want to know the real Gregory Coleman. Please stand up, because the Gregory Coleman we saw on the podium today, Jackie, it's not the Gregory Coleman we know. Want to talk to us? Talk to us, want to.
So, interestingly, Stanton, one of the most important questions to ask here is that do the Liberian people still trust the Liberian National Police? Because this is a critical question. What we're seeing here, it has a lot of social political impact, the level of trust, the level of recognition, the desire to be safe in our own country, under the very Liberian National Police that should be the protector of human rights, to some extent, the savior, especially in the midst of horrendous crimes. This is what we are speaking about. The police have created the gap between citizen and the state, where we are still recovering from our dark past. We still don't believe that, celebrating 2 decades of peace, leverage us to have a strong institution. So the LNP have completely failed the Liberian people. Whether you like it or not, this entire situation is unprecedented. It's something that should allow everyone to question the Liberian National Police. This is beyond just corruption. This is the police involving themselves directly into armed robbery, violating the right of investors in our country. So the climate of investment is not even open, while the country, is yet, the entire government is yet to present any tangible investment. Domestically, we still have challenges to protect the right of the ordinary investors we have in our country, entering their premises, taking all their money, putting them on unlawful arrest without any due process. This is terrible, violating their very right in which our Constitution provides. Article 21 of our Constitution, Article 22, Article 16, and you could list numerous other articles that have been violated. This is terrible. This is wrong. And I think we need more than just the press statement from the Inspector General. We need more than that. A lot of time when we say this, we think that, because you have a political party or something, you analyzing the basis of partisanship. No, we are all Liberians. This is extremely terrible. And what we're saying here with the entire panelists, everyone here show consistent, criticism with this entire act. But Stanton, the most important thing that you say here, this is a pattern. We are only privileged with this specific instance, but they show that if you have an investigation, there might be numerous other instances that we might not be privileged to know. So we should definitely call for deeper investigation. And I think the Inspector General should also be played under an investigation. What's the relationship between the entire act, and if it's connected to it, the president should take a decision on him.
Thank you very much. One time, those are fair a question on criticism. I beg you, Colonel Gray, because this is where your forte. We're going to find you in this environment. I want to bring it Dr. Bopler and bring you last, Colonel Gray. Dr. Bopler, we are closely on this. I believe you spoke already, right? Before Money Captain taking your LDC, right?
What?
Yeah, your LDC went. I think Money Captain decided to cut you off, but you spoke already, right?
Yeah, we need to have a show on that. But no,
okay, we will. Money Captain term is expiring on the 30th of November. That's a whole different show, and he begging Great Spirit to keep him there. We'll discuss it later. Colonel Reverend Gray, my brother, I want to bring you on again. I'm kind of not too happy with this whole Gregory show today. It wasn't unique, but let me hear you, Colonel Gray. I think Gregory needs to do better, and he needs to present himself well. Let me hear you, Colonel Gray.
Stanton, you've been around for a while, and hello, everyone. You've been around for a while, and you were smart to notice his body language. He's conflicted, in my opinion. When you look at his mannerism, he's compelled to do this because probably it came up in the press, specifically Spoon. But one has to go deeper. What is their connection? I understand this gentleman, Bala, runs a private security firm. How did they even get to know that investors were stopping in a specific hotel? How he got that information? Was it tip? Was it a tip up from some of his own private security guards? Um, is there any investment relationship with Gregory Coleman and this gentleman or this guy? I don't know whether he's gentle. We have to dig deeper. It's our responsibility as press people to go further. But I think the fact that he was suspended or even kept out of the police for some time demonstrate that he got a discipline problem. If I were to come back in a police force and review the folder of some of these people, I don't know whether it warrants him coming back into the police, because this was one of the first reasons, the same reason probably was suspended. But then I wonder why they will keep the charges down to unlawful detention and not elevating it to kidnapping, because kidnapping carries a more somber weight associated with terrorism. Because the act meted against these people who are in the country legally and to even help our economy should be so egregious. If anybody were to unlawfully detain them, but kidnapping is more appropriate in my opinion. I didn't hear it from the mouth of the police chief. And then secondly, let's not forget that yes, we've advocated in the past on the show that everyone deserves due process, and that was something we spoke on specifically before. That regardless the crime someone commits, they're entitled to due process. But as a police commander, these are the kind of issues everybody will be looking up to you to solve right away. So, in fact, the body language should not be one like you're forced to do it, you don't want to do it, but because it has come up on Spoon, so therefore I'm just going to act anyway, and then until it dies away. I think this was a grievous to the extent where some of these people even should not even be allowed to even step in the premises of any police or law enforcement garment until they're cleared. But I think a crime was committed, and the way we act on this, other people would like to come back to Liberia or like to visit us, especially investors. You don't know who's watching. These are the issues that should claim the attention of any police chief, any law enforcement chief. Not someone you come in the kind like like you're not serious about it. Look, if these are your buddies, tell them, say, look, you're done. This is it. You're out. You understand? And I yesterday advocated that they be disrobed publicly. That's how you do it. So you send the caveat out there that if you think that you use the police force, you understand, to better your life in a unlawful manner, this is what you get. And sometimes process them, follow them to court, let them go face the law. But they don't deserve being uniform, especially the man the peace. They don't deserve it.
But thank you very much, Colonel Gray. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll take some time off. If you want to take a break or so, we're going to go to the phone line and ask our Liberian people home and abroad. We're going to bring in Nelson Colette. Nelson, I refuse to play the other video that I'm asking him to play. That video is very damaging to the Sam Bala. And again, I think Gregory Coleman have seen that video. We want to know your take on the Liberian National Police, where you find yourself today. The police working in your interest, whether you're sedition, whether you're UPIS, wherever you find yourself, we just like to ask you, are you safe? This police, this Joseph Yima Bwaga police, this Gregory Coleman police, are they working in your interest? Hearing all this bad stuff, the bad apples. Now, the police have made some gain, though. Listen, to transform the system, restore the peace, give it to the police. Okay, but where we find ourselves, I'm going to get to you, Musa. Hold on 1 minute on the line. I mean, I don't work in your interest right now. Can you boast about this new police force? It's Gregory Coleman, the Gregory Coleman we know. Is he the Madam Salif Gregory Coleman? Is he the new Gregory Coleman when you talk about Joseph Yimambwaka? Or is he just, the flamboyant Gregory Coleman that can tell us anything to please us? Listen, this is Spoon Talk. Gregory Coleman is my brother. He's a friend. But I got to say, this is about Liberia. What we saw on Saturday, the information that we got, and while you are there, listen, look at these guys and how they are operating. Look at this video. And I hope Nelson can push this video further. It will help us greatly.
The tell you say you can't eat my money. The first thing that happened between me and OJ is because I don't know the horses. But I read now, I'm busy again. I come,
Listen to the operation,
find all of them horses. All my money comes out of the stupid motherfucker. So eat my money, stupid minute like that.
Excuse the language.
Not a hustle for your own money. I smell the money you can't eat. I read to your own man horse here. Yeah. And next time, yeah, saying your people don't, they won't back you. They won't make you, they feel say all of them eat my money, you pay. I know
this is the police officer that we got.
Yeah, you'll be Isa. You'll be Isa. You can be Isa in front of me. You'll be Isa. I can do anything I want to do. So I send you the video, like money shot for you. Yeah, like the last money shot. I take my time, come here. I take my time. I come here.
This is
so
the
last
group.
money shot here. I will not come here again.
Nelson, can you upload this thing very fast, please? We beg you, Brother Nelson. I mean, these guys then with no restriction whatsoever. Listen, it's 4 minutes, 20 seconds. I think I put this in the chat room yesterday. But this is that machine. Have Gregor Coleman seen them? I mean, I respect Gregor Coleman, Glenny. But what is happening here today is about Liberia. I mean, like Colonel Grace said, Jackie, Gregor Coleman says, it's like, say something to us. They don't give us, Jesus loved the little children. We know that. Say something to us. Don't tell us about the come by here, come by here, come by here. No, we know that. Can the real Gregor Coleman please stand up? Yeah, so guys, Nelson, come on the show. I beg you. Let's open the phone line. Dr. Richards, you want to say something real quick?
Yeah, I wanted to say that, can police officers be fired for police misconduct?
Instantaneously. I don't know about that thing Gregor Coleman said, the code of conduct. Yeah, instantaneously. Get rid of them.
If they behave wrongful and illegally, I think that there can be a case that they can be fired, especially when they took an oath. Gregor Coleman stood up here.
So, you're right. Right, Dr. Richard is saying. I just want to say,
of a police officer.
Let's go to the crime. Yeah.
I mean, but Gregor Coleman lists this thing out, Eduardo. Illegal entry, arrest without probable cause, police supervisor abusing their own authority. What more do you want him to do to prove that he loved the country? He brought you in, Gregor Coleman. He make you the police commissioner. What more you want Joseph Yimambwaka to do? You and your guys begin to bring disgrace to this great unit, the great force. This force should be upholding the peace, and the people should depend on you guys. But look at you, even beating on foreign national. You even taking the people 24,000 United States others. You handcuff them. You created a scene, a disgrace, and this would be on the U.S. report about police abuse.
Yes. In fact, the U.S. State Department report, it will definitely help the U.S. State Department report.
Listen, folks. Talk to me, Keita. Whatsoever your name is, man. You're not calling my phone. Your name Musa, I believe. Talk to me.
Your name Oba.
Yeah, go ahead. Talk to me.
All right. Good evening to the panelists. First of all, I'm disappointed in Greg. He's a friend. Well, the news I'm hearing, I live in the United States. I live in Liberia. The news I'm hearing, I know them. They are not only police officers, but they are armed robbers. For Gregor to bring them by the police, imagine at the latter end of the city's administration, those singers were involved in armed robbery. They were arrested on the Fiamma. Some of them they told to you. They are arrested in Fiamma. You get organized crime. That particular group is okay. You get organized crime. So I'm surprised what Greg was letting know that people like Johnny D have been involved.
So no, Musa, hold on. Musa, hold on. What do you mean why he doesn't know? Yeah, can anybody believe that Gregory Coleman? Wait. Gregory Coleman worked in this position before, right? Am I making a mistake, guys? He was police IG. What do you mean that he doesn't know?
I said, why he doesn't know about this guy? Because he knows them. That's my point. And to continue again, another name for Dr. Francine or really is answer to put on your name.
I'm going to change that person into answer to remember for you, man. Nelson, come on the show. Hello, my friend. Your name and where you joining us from?
Yeah, how you doing, Stanko? My name is Mark.
Talk to us, please.
I'm very surprised at Gregory today. I'm very, very surprised and disappointed. The people are very legal residing in Liberia. Those guys went over there to steal. Those guys are criminal. Those guys are supposed to be facing the law today. But take a look. Most of the investigations that Gregory Coleman reopened are the same very guys who investigated those investigations. So what finding you think they will come up with against themselves? But the same old finding. That's why you see all the open cases, those reopen cases. They will say, oh, we'll find nothing. Because they are the same people who are investigating those cases, who investigated them before. So I'm surprised.
Thank you very much, guys. Nelson, where are you, please? We need to take calls from Liberia, please. Come on. Hello, your name and where you joining from?
I'm joining you from this day. Okay, so the point I want to get is this. If on a former or whatever you call the background check to hire a security to do the background check, if this man is a armed robber, he has his gun. And even so he was security, he even has his own security force. And then to hire such a man who is in a police force, even if he just is on the police force, he's on a container.
Thank you, Mamusu. You asked a good question. What are they doing the background check? And who doing the background? How can they background their own background, Mamusu? How can these people background their own background? That's a problem right here. And that's why Gregory Coleman him full, he muffled, and he can't talk good right now because those are his boys. Those are his confidants. Those are the people he trusted to bring back into the police. And here we are now talking about major armed robbery on foreign national. People that came to invest a little money in the country, they are begging for help. They are running. They are saying, come and help us, German ambassador. Come and help us, the Vietnamese ambassador. Help us because the Liberian National Police, they are robbing us. They're beating us. Somebody help us. And Gregory Coleman need to answer. Thank you very much, Mamusu. Let me go to this person. Your name and where you joining us from.
Hey, my name is Frank Jones, calling from Atlanta, Georgia.
Talk to me, Frank.
So I think Greg Coleman is actually doing his best, but I think he should do more. You know, there should be a total reform of the Liberian National Police. I think he should now be focused more on he's like the place where he has accountability over his men, where we have like the Montserrat County Police Department, where we can have the Marquette County Police Department, and give them certain kind of uniform where they can be identified, and then try to train the police to be able to interact.
My man, since 2015, my man, wait. I know I can do this. You can't do this to us. These guys that are engaged in armed robbery, they've been there since Madame Salif time.
That's what I'm saying.
They are not new breed. They've been there. They live. They grew up with Gregory Coleman. They used to play Mama together with Gregory Coleman. Gregory Coleman knows that. They ate Yoga Gary with Gregory Coleman. They saw the fufu with Gregory Coleman. Gregory Coleman, those are Gregory Coleman brothers.
Yes, but the thing is, over time, Gregory Coleman left the position. Other RG Kimi, there were a lot of people who were not being trained, retrained, and stuff like that. He's happy in between. So Gregory Coleman now has to take the mantle, try to retrain, try to get the weed out the bad guys, and try to reform the police in a way where that way kind of reflect the community rather than having a bunch of thoughts.
I hear you, my brother. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go back to Labro. We got Nelson Colette in the studio. Welcome to the show, my sister Fatima Bintu Sali, the girl that every 2 weeks make sure she gave me $200. Thank you. Let me announce it today. Only you on the show, not Tuadu. Only you give me $200 every 2 weeks. Look at that, Apollo. Maybe I will announce this thing and Jackie will give me $200 too. Who knows? But welcome to the show, Fatima. We happy to have you. Let's go back to these people. Let's ask the Liberian people what's happening here because it is big. Are we seeing the real Gregory Coleman? If you have seen the video, are you happy or are you mad? What forced Gregory Coleman to do a press statement today? He turned them over for investigation. But he said, listen, illegally, they entered the people's room. They took the people key. They took the people $24,000. These people supposed to be meeting Joseph Yman Boyka when he returned. These people trying to give a vision as to how they will help the country. They beat them. No. They flogged them. They rescued the people, but they rescued them the wrong way. No, Jackie, don't look at me. The Liberia National Police rescued the people the wrong way by taking the people's money. Gregory Coleman needs to answer. Let's hear you. You're in Liberia right now. You go to bed. You listen to Spoon talk. Let's hear you. And this is that Joseph Boyka. And I received information that the president. You know what time the Justice Minister heard this story today? 4:10 p.m. And you know who told the Justice Minister? Not Gregory Coleman. The Justice Minister ended up saying, I will call Gregory. But the thing happened since Saturday. And today the Justice Minister said, oh, now my first time hearing it though. Justice Minister was sleeping or Gregory decided not to tell the Justice Minister. Which one? Who is running our national security system in the country? Who? Who is actually running the national security system in the country? Man, come on, talk to me, man, Liberians. Talk to us. Let's hear you. Nelson, please open the phone line.
055510175. We take the first caller. Hello. Yeah, you're live. Hello. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, let's hear you.
We are not in peace in Liberia. Gregory Coleman right now. The police are not cool. They only on the road collecting money from the drivers and the motorbike, the keke. They're not in the interest of the Liberian, but we don't want Gregory Coleman. He also has TV. So, Theo, we tell you thank you for the plan. One of the callers that can win your show. Thank you. And I'm saying you will not know about this story.
Thank you. Hello. Yes, your name and where you call from?
Yeah, I'm from Bonafide, Teleton.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I've got the police on the Joseph Boga museum. My brother, when he entered, realized that we book and behave, they say they can call them to jail for people. Police, we are giving for help.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, you are live. Your name and where you joining us from?
Yeah, this is Princess calling District 15.
Yeah, Princess, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to say to my archives, Gregory Coleman. Those rebels that you brought in the police and that you left in the police, don't let no sympathy see you. Dismiss every one of them. Dismiss them. Because I hear the CDC brother on the show there talking about Labrador was safe on you when you were there. You the CDC brother at East Studio. Labrador was safe on you, but Labrador safe on JB. Labrador will be safe on JB by the grace of God. So don't go East Studio and say Labrador safe. Never see on you. Nobody has freedom of speech in your government, so you should be safer for JB government.
Thank you. Hello. Hello.
Let me take this one real quick. Let me take this one. Your name and where you joining us from?
Yes, this is Mr. Carr Jeremiah. I'm calling from Delaware.
Jeremiah, talk to us. You live.
Yes, thank you very much. First of all, I'll serve as assistant minister for sectoral planning during the Madam Ellie Johnson Sirleaf government. Okay, I know Gregory Coleman. All right, Gregory Coleman is part of the problem. He has been covering for criminals for a very long time, and I'm saying this without hesitation because I have proof that Gregory Coleman has been covering criminal gangs within the police when he served as the commander of the police during the regime of Madam Ellie Johnson Sirleaf. At the time, the guy who was the past police director, what's his name, on the CDC, he was the 102.
Patrick Selu.
All right, and this particular guy also used to serve as an informant for some other guys within the CDC. I know that as a fact. You understand? So these guys, they have a criminal gang in our country. You understand?
Thank you, my friend. We gotta run. We gotta run. Listen, listen, Jerry. You got my number. Send me a text, and we'll talk more after the program. Okay?
Because I have documents to prove some of the things I'm saying.
Jerry, but you know, man, you got documented. You're wasting my time. Send it to me. You got my number, bro. Thank you.
Okay, let's talk after the show. I will
Definitely. Just send me.
You want me to come on the show to explain further? I will surely do so.
Thank you, Jerry. Thank you. Your name and where you joining us from?
Hey, CEO, how you doing? Joining from Massachusetts.
Talk to me.
This individual, Gregory Coleman, know him. He was working in London when he left the Liberian National Police, and Gregory Coleman came back and brought him back. Keep your phone open. There are information and documentation that will come to you about this guy criminal behavior and the kind of armed robbery group that is in the police. Keep your phone open. You will get more information.
Ladies and gentlemen, my phone number, he said I should keep it open. It's 609-649-4206. The Liberian people want to know everything. Send the information on Sambada, on Sensi Massacre, on Johnny Dean, and every one of them. We got to make this government right. Seriously speaking, make no mistake. The only thing I would do, I pro bono. Don't pay me. But we got to make this government right. Whether you're from CDC, you're from Unity Party, we are all Liberians. Whether you're from Mr. Cummings, ANC, or Tewan Gonglo, what Tewan Gonglo Party, LPP or NPP, something about P, right? Tewan Gonglo about Party. We will make this government right. So again, let's go back to Liberia. Let's take more calls from Liberia. Nelson.
0555-101075. We take another person. Hello.
Good evening, Nelson.
Yes, please go ahead quickly. Let's hear you.
Yeah, Clarence came and we're going from Ghana.
Okay.
Look, what some people say about the police director, for me, is a challenge for him. If he know he not that type, let him rule out all the criminals. The rescue mission not here for that. And you know what God is doing? See you, let God bless you and your family. But on the conversation, we'll get you to know who are real Liberia, who are faithful, and who are criminal. The radio station really teaching all lessons. And please continue. You are happy Unity Party. Those who feel you are not helping them, meaning they are criminal. If the director know what he's saying about him, he is not in. Let's clearly say, let better people stay there. Even if cost to train, he can put most of the criminal down and train new folks. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, please go ahead. You're live.
Okay. My name is George Cooper. I call you from Congotan.
Just go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, they police people that want to do this. All of day I went to red light. I started going.
Hello. We lost Josh. Hello.
Hello, Nelson.
Yeah, please go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm Harris calling from Painesville.
Go ahead quickly.
Yeah, Nelson, let me say this. While it is true that, yes, the case being reported, but let us, this is a security matter. Let us be careful as we go on about the case, because these gentlemen gentlemen are in question. I don't want for the CEO to come up clearly whether Gregory the one brought these men back or he met them there. Then we can start from that, because when you say Gregory brought the men back and then they've been friends for long, it means certain attitude of them, he knows that. So let it be investigated well, please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hello. 0555-101075. We take another person from here. Hello, you are live. Your name and where you calling from? Please go ahead. Yeah, you are live. Go ahead.
Thank you. My name is Alex. Good evening, CEO. Good evening to your panelists. I think Gregory Coleman is not in charge. If you are in charge, you will take control of the situation. Gregory was in the police before. He's not strange to the field. So let's not be super quoting or maybe bypassing it. He should have record of the go to the human resource or the standard division, the standard division to know the record of these guys. Because if they were previously investigated for some crime, then of course the record should be there.
Thank you.
But on the other hand, let me tell you where the problem is. It's a conflict of interest for law enforcement officers to have their private security. If something happened to my home and the case go to police station, and it is your security firm providing security, how would that case be investigated?
Thank you.
These guys are informal to their bosses. They give information to their bosses. So let us not forget about that. On the last note, the traffic division, the highway police become a problem. I don't think they are doing the work they sent them to do. They are becoming so corrupt. They are giving
Thank you.
on the highway.
Thank you very much.
We gotta go.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello, I'm Brian Dasser calling from GSA Road.
Please go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, you know what happened? Spoon Avenue have been trying so much for us. But look, even in the very offices, when you go there, those guys, they just sitting all on the street. When you go for document, they're running after you. I bet you, let's get the police director a chance to do his work. Please, he will take all the wheel and money with. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Nelson. Folks, we'll come back to the phone line. We got more to discuss today. We also got story on other issue. I want to say, ladies and gentlemen, we ain't forget about transportation. There's a big story coming up on the transportation ministry. Please, somebody got to reach out to, what's his name? Salif Tyler, right? The minister. I think that's his name, right? Salif Tyler. Somebody got to reach out to him. We need to speak to Honorable Salif Tyler. There's a big thing coming on transportation ministry. And again, whenever I want to go to LRA, and look that the LRA garden fast and pray. Because Jackie, whenever I want to go to LRA, something can happen. No, seriously. What the ministers are doing today, they can be watching and say, who's going to talk about today? And those people that go to church and they get an old man and pray for them, it seems to be like it working. That's the problem. Seriously, it working. What LRA? Whenever I want to talk about Gregory Montgomery, then the man that says something to Grand Pastor, so that old man Grand Pastor praying for him.
That's Grand Pastor.
That Grand Pastor, the man from Grand Pastor. Gregory Montgomery from Grand Pastor.
At least press still work. So that's assuring.
No, but the breaking out anyway, I'll leave that one. But something is happening. Today I had a big thing about the excess tax, right? I know who eating the money. These guys have created their own cartel at LRA. They issue about this same medtech money in Aminata. The story will hit you so hard that we learned yesterday that Double Jada, his pressure went up high. He begged him to resign. And some people say, Double, you can't resign. But Double Jada have been transformed in such a negative way. I really want to talk about LRA, but look at Liberia National Police story up. Which one you want us to talk about? I think we should be having everyday program from morning to evening. Every hour we should come up with breaking news because Liberia gets to be interesting. I don't trust Gregory Montgomery. He gets on a bastard on my pray for him. I don't trust Sam Burnett. Maybe that Glenny called up Pastor Omar to pray for Gregory. Because Glenny, Sister Glenny from Great Pastor. I really want to tell this story about LRA. Since Jackie came on the show, I want to talk about LRA. I can't talk about LRA. What Jackie doing, I don't know. But we have to. And the only pastor or bishop or reverend I hear that Dr. Bople. So what Dr. Bople doing? We got to ask Dr. Bople the question. But we have to. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you. We will continue with the Labrador National Police story because it is important. Gregory, to me, he's a fighter. But I think he's kicking the can down the road, Eduardo. And I think he can be better. And that's why when it comes to me, I will expose everything because my friend, when I love you, I tell you the truth. I hold you accountable. And Gregory got to do better. Who is Sam Ballard to him? Who is Johnny Dean? The last time we talked about T. Swen, they say, oh, T. Swen are old papi. Look at T. Swen, 17 years old, the man say he's 49 years old. How can I be older than T. Swen? No, this is ridiculous. How me at 49 are older than T. Swen in month? Look at T. Swen. He left in Ghana, Steven Taba SA era. Look at T. Swen. I'm going to sue the Labrador National Police. You look at me and say, I'm older than T. Swen. What's that? T. Swen got to retire. He's 75. Listen, he's 80 years old. He's Joseph Burger crap. Come on. You know we got to joke with this one. Let's close out on this Labrador National Police issue. Guys, when we explain the story, we got to put fun in it because you know why? We got to keep our country at peace. I know the leaders are watching. They will rescue the Labrador National Police. So let's close up on this. You get your 30 seconds, please, everybody, and then we can move on. Dr. Francine, Mr. Dwalu, my sister Jackie, Glenny, 12 ET12, Colonel Gray, Fatima, and then Dr. Buble will take us from 30 seconds, please. Let's close up on this story.
I just want to emphasize again that when Gregory Coleman spoke, he said that the police officer swore to execute the responsibilities of a police. I don't believe that the responsibilities of police include illegal acts or police misconduct, acting just wrong. I don't believe that it does. That's not part of the responsibility. So in my opinion, they should be dismissed. This is illegal. There's no investigation that's needed. He counted out for us all of the illegal things that it did. So that's how I feel about it right now.
And Stanton, the previous administration parted the police with a lot of hooligans. Now Gary Coleman got to be more brazen and do his job without hesitation. We know on the previous administration, we saw a lot of things that aren't supposed to be done. You cannot feel sorry for people. And Colonel Gray said something, and I want to reiterate this. This is important. Look, if you tell a man, you put a man on that stage that Gary Coleman was doing in other countries, they will bring Caesar, they will cut the police uniform on you live. It sends a powerful message. Look, sometimes you cannot feel sorry for somebody who don't feel sorry for themselves. They have to be disrobed publicly. You got to protect the image of this country without hesitation. Eduardo Steele, Jackie, Dr. Francis will go beg behind me. Hey man, you know, Eduardo been talking about UP, and then we'll push it on the carpet. The country suffers. We got to stop that. Jackie.
Okay. Somebody phone ringing.
Guys, can we mute? Wanta, is that you? Can we mute, guys, please?
Yeah, muted already. I apologize.
Okay, Stanton, while we were taking calls, I went back and listened to the press statement by IG Coleman, and I also went back to the press release on the page right now. So just to clarify from some of the questions I was asking, the two other police officers have been suspended, in addition to the interdiction. And he explained, he made it clear during his press statement that even though he could take some action right away.
Jackie, please allow me to ask you. I want you to repeat what you just said from the press statement. in addition to the what? You use that word. I want to
They
ask you a
have
question.
been suspended.
Yeah. But
Two
what did,
suspension and one dismissal.
yeah, but did Gregory Coleman talk about did he say they were suspended in the press interview?
No, he did not. The press
And the reason,
interview, he said
and the
one
reason why,
person.
He said they were interdicted.
what's that, Greg?
And
What's
that's
that?
why I was asking, what does that mean? I mean, we know
That
the
they can't
word
do police work.
interdiction, but in his term and his police protocol term, what does that mean? You know, because normally in serious actions like this, two things happen: either you suspend or you fired up front. So when you say somebody has been interdicted, in his LNP protocol term, what does that mean? That's one of the questions I was asking
And bear with
before.
Jackie, let me push it further. And I like that you brought this up because it slipped from my mind. And I want Liberians to understand this. That's why Colonel Ed Remy Gray said Gregory body language deceived us. And that's why Colonel Gray said Gregory was playing with words. He said up from about Sensi massacre, he came back, he shouldn't have, we dismissed him. But when it came to Sam and the other guy, Gregory played with words.
Yes.
And that's what we're looking for, the real Gregory Coleman. Jackie, are you getting me? Talk about your big words, but be frank with us. And he said we turn them over. I think Gregory played because there's a relationship, and I don't want to go there. So we'll continue tomorrow. I just wanted to, check you on what you just said when you spoke about the press statement. But to go ahead, Sister Jackie.
Okay, so like I said, while the calls were taking place, I went back to listen to him. And after he spoke, the lawyer for the victims, the investors came on and spoke in regards to what the situation that happened and the relationship with the LMP right now, how they're handling things. So the IG also made it clear in his statement that even though people are asking him to take certain drastic actions up front, according to the LNP code that's in the act or the rules and regulations, they have to go through certain processes and procedures before they can finally act. Like I said, he needs to come back to the table, maybe to sit down with Spoon and explain some of these processes and procedures that we don't understand. Because if I work in the corporate world and I'm caught red-handed doing something criminal, the first action by my boss will be to be fired. And even generally in government, especially if you caught up front doing something, because he made it very clear that the acts by these people were very, very wrong, criminal in nature, and also they violated the LNP protocol. So for them to face suspension versus, outright being dismissed while pending investigation, maybe that's something in the LNP code that we don't understand. That's why I'm saying he needs to come back to the table to let the Liberian people fully understand the LNP process, procedures, guidelines, and regulations, and why are these regulations put in place the way they are put in place, and why he made the decision just to suspend as opposed to just outright dismiss and even still take them for investigation.
Yeah, again, the interdiction in police term, like the very folks send it to me, the term means suspension. But again,
so it's the same as suspension?
Yeah, that's what they're saying to me. I'm on the phone. It's a term that means suspension under the police. But again, just be frank and listen. Something is just doesn't smell right. Let me go to
they reduce your authority, your power.
Yeah.
So in other words, you're lame duck, you're not functional.
Yeah, but I think
let me ask Ramin Gray. You're saying, because you somebody who've been in the security sector, and the security sector works differently from us who got non-security background.
But
Center, let me ask you. Sometimes it's good to have this interaction. Before I lose my train of thought, he just said something. He said they reduce your what? So does that mean you're not suspended, or does that mean you can still reduce and suspend, or you can do both, or either or? What does
I
that
mean,
mean for people like us?
clearly, that's why the commander is saying that they take them from their official function. So in other words, they're just there, but it doesn't mean they're suspended.
Okay,
It's
that's the
more,
clarification I needed. Okay.
it's more an administrative action than a
Yes.
disciplinary. So it's like a just sit down or yes, small. Which I think suspension would have been better than an interdiction
Exactly.
under these circumstances.
Okay, so with all the interpretation, we stick to what our brother here couldn't agree is saying is a reduction of some of the how you call it, of the power of the operation. But I think again, like I said, we want to be upfront. Gregory Coleman, his relationship with this guy, Sister Glendy, putting him into an awkward position here, and I think he got to free himself. Look at Sensi Massacre. You say we dismissed him, right, Glendy? Just say we suspended them. Don't give us a big word introduction. Help us understand. Go ahead. Talk to me, Glendy.
So, like I said, I started this conversation with the fact that Gregory Coleman is a very smart young man. There's no naivety when it comes to him understanding and speaking English. He's always poised. He knows what to say, when to say it. So that caveat that he's using an interdiction or what kind of diction he's using is just to put us on the sideline. He should have suspended those people. He did not suspend them. Because if you're doing an interdiction, you're saying that I'm reducing your function. Because I went to look at that word was a big word for me. So I went to go to Google. I will not have it. When I heard it, my son went to go look for it. So because even the court can issue an interdiction on people. So what he did in his function is to say that you will still come to work. You will still get paid. But you will not work as police officers. Who are you kidding? After you, as the police director, have come out and said, these people created some heinous crimes. We caught them doing this. They actually, he said, the supervisor of those people actually did wrong things. And then when you come, you say, okay, let me just swear these people, let me just do some fly with their interdiction. No, you should suspend them, brother. That's what you should do. How can you find a supervisor doing wrong and not do anything to him? But you're saying to him because the fact that he says that he did not suspend them and they're allowed to go to work to do administrative duties, you're saying to them that what you did was okay. And that's wrong. If you have come out to find this, and I don't even understand what he's saying by, the police got certain things we can do as a police officer, or as police officer, we have to follow so and so protocol. In a common office, when someone does wrong, HR protocol, they have to put them aside. What are that police or what are that soldier? The soldier people in here, they can do some. Me, I've been in the army before. Send out a 4 day, mean at 0 days.
Don't disregard.
So whether you go, you come.
My services to the nation was very, very important.
Your service to what kind of nation?
My services to the nation was very
Which
important.
nation?
4 days is a qualifier.
The one you ran away from?
That's why I'm still surviving. I know when to run.
No, but on a serious note, he should come forward. People expect
you're right.
a lot from him. He should come forward and not be doing this kind of jaja stuff for us and be doing that, making it look that people don't understand what he's doing. When you're doing that, that's what some of the Liberian people saying that he's conflicted.
Gary, let me help you here. Okay, we got to wrap it up. It's 5 minutes to 7 here, 5 minutes to 11 in Liberia. A lot of people liking the show. We want to say thank you, but let me help you. So Jonathan, he was all of this whole police thing. That Gregory Coleman brought him back. Sam Bala, okay, was appointed also. And I stand to be corrected by Gregory Coleman. These are people that Gregory Coleman knows. That's why it is so embarrassing for Brother Greg. That's why it is so embarrassing. Seriously. But the people are going to ask questions. Why are these guys making poor judgment? I mean, let me serious. I mean, we can laugh and joke. But why are these guys making? That's what Gregory Coleman come. And guess what? They have the press conference under the Liberia National Police cell phone. They didn't call any major media network. Go on the page. They have the press conference under the Liberia National Police cell phone. So that, did you know that Gregory Coleman had a press statement today? Did you know that? No. Who on the show knew? Wanto, you in Liberia. Wanto, if you're not, but Dr. Brooklyn, did you know Wanto that Gregory Coleman spoke today on this issue? And that's what people are kind of like confused. I mean, they are friends. They had the brotherhood. But want to talk to us, Colonel Gray, Fatima, and Dr. Brooklyn, because we got to go.
Stanton, I want to appreciate you for setting the premise for one clarification I wanted to make. I know of a great psychoanalyst called Simon Freer. There's a specific word called projection. It's part of a defense mechanism where people use that to attribute their own undesirable feelings and motive or actions to another person. I think what Dualo did right now before the conversation, attributing this entire scenario to CDC that brought hooligans into police sector was completely wrong. We're not in campaign time anymore. We are in a time of governance. We should be as honest with this kind of situation and avoid, politicizing it for some sort of gain. And you provide that clarity. This is right. These guys were appointed, brought back into the police force by the very inspector general. How will we attribute this to another government? This is wrong. The second aspect also stand on, which is also very important to note, because I took zero clarity. I was trying to be able to lay out clarification on the press conference. In fact, the press conference did not even show, the IGP said that he's going to have zero tolerance. But there's no evidence where he accepted zero tolerance in his press statement. The press statement also was a missed opportunity to provide broader reforms or to state some level of reforms that will be a lesson learned from this scenario. That we don't have clarification on the implication of the crime, specifically will relate to Liberia international reputation. We don't know the next step, specifically on the victims, especially in the case of theft. And this is extremely terrible. Even as a Liberian, regardless of the fact not being Liberia, we all want a safe society. We want to be proud of our country. We want to be sure that we have a secure environment. And, so this is not about politics. This is not about specific political party. The very Unity Party, should be held accountable for this. And we should not lay our blame to say, oh, the last regime was the presented hooligans in our police force. Let's address this issue specifically as it is. This is wrong. We need the president to, call for an independent investigation. If the police inspector is called liable to have, prior knowledge of this situation, he should face, the decision of the president. I'm publicly calling on an investigation on the police inspector. If he's liable, he should be recalled, and I'll stand by this. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Colonel Gray. Let's hear you.
Again, Stanton, there is a bigger reason why Gregory want to compromise these kinds of situations. It's because probably proximity to those who orchestrated the act. I know definitely any commander that wants to bring a better image on the unit will look beyond their own personal affiliation with those who tend to bring the institution down. This should even give you flying colors, because when people see that you can bring stuff against your own folks who are closer to you, make the other guy who is far away from you to say, I don't want to get in our commander's way. But I think this is, I'm trying to piece things together. Why would people go after people who want to go into the mining sector? Does the police commander himself have any proximity to any individual doing mining, or does the individual do those individuals who are said to have done this act what is their own proximity to people who are in the mining sector? Look, you can look at investigation different ways. There's a bigger stake there for Gregory and these individuals that we need to trust further and see exactly what is holding him from instituting the act that keeps the morale into the unit. Something must be greater than just probably it's greater than even him becoming the police chief. Something in there for him, and the way I see his action here, it tells me that he's taking this as a second tier situation. This used to be crucial. People should not take this kind of stuff lightly because again we are investment stripe as a nation. We want people to come to our nation to invest. If they see that the police can just take things, I mean, you're having a serious issue like this, you put a cell phone down and having a press conference, nobody barely there. You don't see the vigorousness in the police commander's body. It tells you that he's forced to do this, but he just got to pretend as though he's serious about it. But that's not a Gregory I know. Gregory has been talking here tough, and I expect to see a tough Gregory. Oh my God, this is the moment he's supposed to shine. Well, I'm not showing that way, man.
Thank you very much. Again, folks, people are asking when were these people investigated? They are this protecting who Sam. The word interdiction, it go a long way. Only the IG can interpret it and its meaning and its application. So the people are saying interdiction was used intentionally by Gregory, and he should have used something very simple for the Liberian people to understand with his action taken. So Glennie, you are right. Gregory understands words and he used the word intentionally. So tell us what he's doing with Sam Ballard, what he's doing with the rest of the guys. Well, when it came to Sensi Massacre, Gregory was very simple. He is dismissed. So Fatima, let us talk. This is breaking, it's in the wire, but I'm so concerned about those investors that are in the country. What message going out there in the international community now? What Jose Yima Barker pitching, fighting, and people in his back destroying his image. How can he sit before the Holy Father in the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit? Hail Mary, full of grace. The Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women. Blessed are the fruit of the womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, dying for hour and after our prayer. Now forever. Amen.
Yeah, please, I beg you. We went to Catholic school here, and I know where they can say that prayer.
All of this, and after all of this, here we are today. Joseph Boakai begging for agriculture resources, and with that beating on investor. Tell you what's in the beginning, was without, and it shall come forever and ever. Amen. Talk to me, Fatima.
Well, I would just like to say a good hello to all of the panelists, and of course to the viewers across the globe, to the listeners, because I went to a funeral on Saturday, and there was some people were like, "We be listening to the TV, and you only say." We be listening to the radio. You want to say to the viewers, so to also the listeners, those who are there watching from Facebook and every aspect of how you see us, how you view us, and your contribution. For a side joke, though, I don't know if the brother was talking about Sigmund Freud. I Was that who he was talking about? Because projection is actually a social.
Yeah, that's what he was talking about, but you can't pronounce it. Yeah, you see the Pee Wee League.
Oh,
yeah, you take it down.
But projection is an actual social work word that I actually like, because most of my clients, they usually project onto me what they're thinking. But otherwise, let me just come to the police and the IG. And I think we all know, we've heard of the professionalism when it comes to Gregory Coleman and how he was going to move the police forward, how he was going to make sure there was professionalism, that the police forces were there, they were getting paid well, they were representing our country well, they were not going to be asking people for monies, they were going to do the right thing. And everybody was happy because of his professionalism and because of the Harvard, actually, I think he went to Harvard grad Gregory was. So if these things happen, I think he should follow the code of conduct of the police, immediately suspend people, and if some people need to get fired, because I'm in corporate America, I don't care what position I hold. If I do something wrong and it is glaring, I will get fired. There are thousands of others waiting for that job. So I think he's going to do the right thing. I think he should do the right thing. I don't even think, yesterday I was actually driving home and I heard from a sidebar that he said he didn't know about any of these things, that he heard it from somebody. First of all, I think the IG should be in the know of all of his deputies, of all of his commanders. He should know what they're doing. They should have, every morning when I go to work, we have morning meetings. They should have meetings every day to know what is going on in the police force. Because first of all, for the investors that we are talking about, for them to be able to come to Liberia, they should have security. They should have security, which they did not have. And because yesterday I heard you're talking about the monies. Okay, first of all, did he mention anything that the money was recovered? Or is the money also under investigation? Because I heard CEO talking yesterday about 20 plus thousand and only 8,000 was realized. So I'm just saying the IG, as a respected IG, needs to put his best foot forward. He needs to do the right thing immediately. He needs to suspend and or fire anyone who tried to drag this country backwards. Because if you mess with investors and it goes out there that Liberia is now a ground for hunting investors and stealing from them, who will want to do business with Liberia? We need to take, sometimes that's why I look at it, I like military governments, because seriously, we need to take the bulls by the horn, do what is right for the Liberian people. We're looking forward to our country. Gregory Coleman needs to do the right thing. I respect him a lot, but what he has done today, I don't think he put his best foot forward. I think he needs immediately to suspend and or fire those people, and pending investigation and without pay. Liberian people finances should not be spent on anybody who tries to disrupt the country by scaring our investors, by making sure that our investors are afraid to come to the country, and by investors going back to their countries and telling other people, because these people, they are in a network, they will talk to other people and say, you know what, Liberia is a breeding ground for criminals. Liberia is a breeding ground for bad people. You go there, they will kill you, they will take your money, they will steal from you, and nothing happens because they will take you to the police station. Can you imagine? The National Police Headquarters was the place that they aided and abetted this criminal activity. So IG Como, I am telling you, as a friend from a friend, please do the right thing for the Liberian people. Suspend and or fire those people, recover the people's money, and let our country move forward. Please, and let it be open. You did not call Spoon Network today when you were having those meetings. Call the networks, let people see what is going on. Have an open investigation. Show that there is nothing. You are not hiding anything, because he who comes with equity comes with clean hands. Thank you, CEO, for the opportunity. Let's fire them. Nobody, I'm trying to repeat this, nobody is entitled to any position in government. Government, if you're serving in government, is an opportunity. It's not your father's property. So when you're serving, you should serve with distinction. You should serve with honor. You should serve with dignity. And that's where I stand right now. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Dr. Brooklyn, please close us on this one.
I always like to think sometimes beyond the current situation, try to be practical and think solutions. But I think often we need to ask ourselves, how are we different from the people before us? Is there anything really different now? Different names, same games, same thing. And one of the reasons is because we have this good opportunity, but we doing business the same way. What's wrong with having a zero tolerance policy so that you can create a new psyche and a new mode of conduct. What's wrong with that? We need to move forward. We are great people with so much talent. We're doing the same thing. The police needs overhauling. The police needs overhauling. In Monrovia and its environment, the police is hustling people, harassing people every day. Now, is that a majority? No. The police are doing good thing, but they are not in the community. So when you move beyond this situation, Stanton, the police need overhauling. Greg need to do some introspecting. I don't think he's doing his best work. It's carte blanche. You can't do it like that right now. The president has come. He's trying to move the nation forward. Everybody need to come alongside him. If you don't have the energy and intentionality, then step into the private sector so people who want to do the job can do the job. Look, this case, to me, I'm not a police person, should not require a long investigation. Do it professionally, but do it quickly so you build confidence public. Get it done. Tell the people, yeah, what happened, and let's move forward.
Dr. Boblet, thank you, Sister Dr. Francis Chinwe. Thank you, Mr. Dwadu, Sis Jackie, Sis Glendy, Sis Fatima. You know, when I call any of the female sis, you know, I have that utmost respect for you, and I can never ever disrespect you in public. Oh no, sorry, both in public and in private. I mean that. Do I don't want me to say in public? I mean all anywhere around. So you don't mind. Do I don't? I couldn't agree. But I want to say it was a great show, folks. We couldn't get to the LRA. We couldn't get to. Let's just brush off of this latest story. I think I put the document here, and then we can close. We will see you guys tomorrow by God's grace. T12, it's always good having you. It's good that you joined us today. Seriously, I appreciate. We leave the rest with Gregory Coleman. We are hearing that Sylvester Grisby appointed his nephew, Tiklo Grisby, to go to LRA. We can discuss that tomorrow. Sylvester Grisby, too, he appointed his nephew, Tiklo, Teklo. My own crew people there to go to LRA. Again, LRA is thing. Then you want to carry another ratting fish again. We'll discuss that later tomorrow. Jackie, you're on spawn now. We tell our own you will feel bad all the time. But we know you are fighter, Jackie. You can withstand the storm. I want to say a lot of Liberians discouraged tonight. But listen, folks. President Bouaka will come back home and he will continue to do what he's doing. The issue about public work is not over yet. Massive corruption took place at public work on the road between the deputy and the director, Minister Proper. Giddings accused Prince Tamba accused Giddings, and we'll go into that. But the big thing about LRA Double Jala, are we leaving Abdullah Kamar LTA and all the $15,000 that Patrick Horner and walking with? A team was set up to investigate whether they can take 15,000 home. We know that's a lie. It would take 2 years before the team come up with the funding. By then, they would enjoy that 15,000 every month. So they would drag it, find reason why they should take the 15,000. But we'll remind the Liberian people, you cannot give generator 4,000 and leave the person that working in the hospital with 150. You can't do that. You cannot buy feed for generator for 5,000. And you leave that person that teaching your children, you pay them $100. It just doesn't sound right. And we cannot sit here and it happen. We'll continue to fight. We'll continue to push. And Liberians, home and abroad, will recognize that it is time to stand up. And they will stand up. A lot of things on the spoon decks, folks. If you want some of the information, we can share with you. But we hope that you can keep it private if we give it to you. And we want to say yes, we are hearing major negotiation taking place in Ghana. Political leaders are meeting. I will bring this story up tomorrow. They are calling. We just in 2024, 2025, 2026, 2027, 2028, 2029. 5 more years. People are negotiating now. Some group of them met in Ghana, have a long conversation in Ghana.
No, when.
Right under Joseph Yima Bouaka knows his own rescue people then leaving home and meeting George Manawea.
I'm not going to call name. I know. The rescue people left Joseph Yima Boaka. They met John Manawea in Ghana. They had a long conversation in Ghana.
Everybody eat up my Stanton. Be quiet, eat up my.
No, but I gotta say this thing. How can you say you're working for the rescue train, but you're meeting President George Mane Bakuba Fokeklon? We are the former president in Ghana.
No, we are not coming about the power. Lead that team.
I know, no. How can we come back to power to finish up what he started? I mean, this is crazy. People that's shaking Joseph Yima Boaka hand. Joseph Yima turn it around and say, "Add to blue." That's how they call it, right? And again. I mean, they are doing it when the woman is in Rome, and they're making him to speak like a Roman, and they tell him, "Say, go ahead. You are Julius Caesar. I'm Brutus. I'm Mark Antony." And Joseph Boaka is very low too. He said, and he tried to tell them. They have a conversation. He looking in Ghana. He's seeing them.
And man, in preaching more tonight.
No. This thing I heard.
You gotta know what your position in that boy.
No.
Let me take it.
This to you, right? Well, smart, I thought I was going to be pastor, but I check up for that one because that's too hard. You can put that to yourself. That's too hard. I will come.
Not little.
No, I will beg God for forgiveness, but I cannot take that. That thing, no, you get plenty of people to answer for. If Jackie Line can make her sin, she will run to me and say, Brother Stanton, Pastor Stanton, pray for me. Then I got to solve Jackie's problem. No. I want somebody to solve my problem. But let me go back to this thing. They flew in the business class, okay, to go meet John Mann. We are in Ghana. So talk to John Mann. We are in Ghana. Mama Ishi, I will say, if I get 20 people tell me to call me right now, I will call me. If only I get 20 people that following us right now, 20 people call my phone, I will call them, I will explain the story. How can you be so wicked to Joseph Boaka? Even the man fact to go talk to John Mann, we are in Ghana. To help John Mann, we have to talk about comeback. No, Dwadu, don't stop me. And now that you know, don't stop me, Dwadu. I was holding that thing say yesterday. Right now, it's raining. It's about to fall up.
Hold it for tomorrow. It will be a cool show.
I'm going to hold it for tomorrow?
Yeah.
Let me talk some more on it. I mean, I can't go to bed. I can't go to bed good tonight if I'm
call some other name. Call the name.
Tomorrow.
Call the name.
Yeah, because it's not right. That's a problem. What have Joseph Boaka done so badly to these people that in 9 months in his presidency, they're negotiating with John Manawea?
So I get lose money.
You brought your people to get a job.
I got to tell you though, I heard about the meeting. I don't know who all.
I know. I know. I'm stamped on. This is Spoon Network. I know. I was there when Mr. Coleman met Joseph Boaka in Ghana and other people. I said I was there. They said I was lying. And when I said it, they said, "Well, how you know?" Because I'm there. In spirit and in truth, I'm there. Let Mr. Coleman sister here.
Okay.
So that close by.
I will take 10 calls. I'm on the 10 call. If I get one person say I shouldn't talk, I will not talk. But if I get all 10 people say I'm going to talk, I will talk it today. Yeah. I'm on the 10 calls. Let me take them. Don't call me on video now. Don't call me on video. No, don't call me on video. Let me take the call. Hello? Your name and where you calling from?
This George Morris calling from Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, I'm going to talk here. I shouldn't talk it.
Talking.
That one. If one person said don't talk, you cancel the whole 10. Talk you. Hello, your name and where you calling from? Your name and where you calling from, please.
Hello?
Yes, talk to us real quick now. Should I talk it?
Yeah, talk it. Solomon from
okay.
Hello? See you, how you doing?
Yeah. Your name.
My name is Prince Greg, calling from New Jersey, talking.
Okay, that three. That three. We just want to say, if one person said don't talk it, I will not talk it. Hello, your name and where you joining us from? Your name and where you joining us from? Oh, the person don't want to talk. Let me move on. The person know they said. Hello, your name and where you joining us from?
Musu, talking.
Okay, Musu. Musu. Yeah. Then we'll take 10. We not get 4. You remember 6 more, guys. Hold on 1 minute. You remember 6 more. You don't call back to back now. Hello, your name and where you joining us from?
Hey, this is the time I calling you from South Dakota.
Mm-hmm.
I beg, don't talk it tonight.
Okay, man, the man, I cancel the whole thing. Thank you, Henry. Thank you. It's over. God, don't talk again. One person. We just did that only one no. The person said, "Don't talk it." I gotta respect what I said. But
somebody wants to spoil your show
But
today.
Sandra, you knew you were going to get one no. You knew that.
No. Listen. You can never tell. You don't want what I asked for, but to tell you the truth, guys, it's bad. What have Joseph Yuma Braka done to these people? They brought their chicken. They brought their dogs. They brought their cats. They brought their Yanni Pepe. They brought a small fish. They brought everything. He gave them job. Must you go meet Jowea in Ghana and talk to Jowea? Must you even call Jowea to talk about come back? I mean, how ungrateful can you be? Want to check up because we're talking about Jowea. How ungrateful can you be? And the real story will be told tomorrow. Jonas and Spoon talk tomorrow. I will tell you the real story. If you know you don't want to be part of the rescue team, it's okay. That's your constitutional right. I'll take a position. You're messing up already. You don't even have a counter to run in the game. But I will for the ball. I agree with Dwadu today. Let's go for the ball. So may the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord bless our country. We come here every evening to talk Liberia, to think Liberia, to love Liberia, and to build a better Liberia. Because of you, we are here. I love Gregory Coleman. I really don't hate him. You know I do. But I must tell Gregory Coleman the truth. The people of Liberia, the president, the government depends on Gregory Coleman to run a clean Liberia National Police. Anything short of that, we would talk to him publicly and behind the scene. So have a good evening and have a good night. Now I'm going to cook a nice pepper soup for my wife who is not well. I just put her to sleep. I left the show. I'm going to buy 2 pieces of cassava fish and couple small bone. I put it inside and cook a nice pepper soup for my wife. And I will go in the bed and feed her with the pepper soup. I'll put hot pepper in it and she will get well. I beg you, Glenny. You don't know this. You still know.
CEO, as we close tonight, you close with the grace of God and all of that. So tell the truth now. When you take that person to call you and say no.
Talk it.
Good night, everybody. Good night. Go call your soup. We're talking more about God's
grace. Let me go call my soup. You know what? You are. Only the bishop, not the bishop. Thank you very much,
Bishop. Yeah, let me close it. And then, you know, I wanted to talk about the president's trip since we didn't get an opportunity to speak about that. I read today on Spoon Network that the president is in, or the president negotiated, I think in Italy, he negotiated a $50 million loan for the agricultural sector. I believe that is a good move. I would state that I hope that the money goes to the people that deserve the money. For so long in our country, we've gotten loans before, but it all went to people who didn't deserve to get it, in my opinion. I want this money to be used usefully and in a productive way that it will enhance our country, it will enhance our economy, and it will also allow us to be able to pay back the loan without any problems. I also want to state that Greg, I'm going to transition now to what we're talking about today. Gregory Coleman, like everyone has said here today, especially Glendy, that he's smart. He knows how to use words. He was trained at an Ivy League school, educated at an Ivy League school. It's been a position to before, but we really want him to show transparency. We want him to be accountable. We are asking that he revamp the police department in our country. We want him to be more action oriented, not just plain talking, using big word interdiction or whatever. We don't want that one. We want him to seek legal advice, especially in situation like this. He should have legal counsel that they should give him the right advice. I want to say Liberians, do not be discouraged. Okay, this is growing pain for us. We struggling, we're progressing. It was gonna be tough. There's gonna be bumps along the road, and there's gonna be successes along the road. We all are in this together for a better Liberia. For me, as I have said this today, it's not about political party. It's not about unity or CDC or this party or that party. It's about Liberia. I want a better Liberia. I want us to continue to seek transformation. Before I close today, I just want to give a shout out to Miss Nancy Dolo. Her brother was in the live feed asking me to please uh, express my condolence, that we should please express our sympathy and condolence to her. Miss Nancy Dolo, who was an avid spoon washer. She washed spoon every day. She passed away of cancer a couple of weeks ago, and he just wanted us to express her soul to rest in peace. So, Mr. Dolo, we are sorry. He's always here as well. So, thank you guys, and so I look back to you.
Thank you, Dr. Francine. Thank you to the audience, to everybody. To this actually my younger brother's birthday, Lorenzo Dualu. Happy birthday, buddy. To everybody, man. At the end of the day, this is about Liberia. We come here, we talk, and sometimes I love to read the thread. I said the show is going on. Nobody here hates anybody. We don't care about how anybody is hated or loved. We come here to elevate this country. Decisions have to be made. If you're in the leadership position, you have to make the decision pertaining to that country. At the end of the day, every single one of us wants something great for this country because I have no doubt that we are equally capable of transforming this country. But tough decisions have to be made. We can't hesitate to make those decisions because when we do, there are real consequences to real people. And I want to welcome my younger brother, Wanto, onto the show. Want to welcome. This is the majors. I know there will be some difficulties in the beginning, a steep learning curve. But if you're going to quote a great man, make sure you do it right before he psychoanalyzes you. Perhaps you have a lot to learn. I understand there's a lot of Google and AI you guys love to do, but when you come here, pre-read what is happening, and then you come, we present the case. But I want to say this: if this leadership does not succeed under President Boakai, we will get an entirely new leadership, given what our people have heard. We will have an entirely new leadership because this country has to be transformed. People like Wanto has to have a future in that country. This is what we seek. Jackie.
Yes. It was a good show today. Very important discussions, especially when it comes to the public safety matter in our country, which is our utmost priority. Because, like I said yesterday, without confidence when it comes to safety, Liberia cannot thrive. Without people feeling comfortable and safe, both in the country and potential investors. Having said that, yesterday we called on the IG to address the public right away, and he listened to the media and he came out. So we'd like to applaud IG Coleman for coming out and doing a press briefing for the public today. He did say that what happened was a serious embarrassment. He's going to invoke Section 9.4 of the LNP Act of 2015 and make sure that these people are held accountable. That I did hear him say. And we are looking forward to the investigation. They're going to be detailed investigation. He promised that to the public, and whatever the outcome of that investigation is, and if they need to be turned over for further for criminal investigation, he did promise that he will do that as well. So, Gregory Coleman, we are looking forward. You did promise that you would give us regular updates We are looking forward to those regular updates and any questions that are out there from your press briefing today. We also look forward to answers. You said you suspended the two men and dismissed one of the men. So we look forward to your updates as soon as possible. Um, the president, of course, in Italy, of course, Dr. Francina already touched on that. We applaud its initiative. He said that agriculture is very important and negotiating for funding for the agri sector in the tune of at least $50 million. We applaud him for that. We look forward, and from my understanding, a lot of that will be spent on rice production for the country, and we need value added production in our country where we as Liberians can now start exporting things as we used to in the past. More of our crops that helps to add to our GDP level. So we are looking forward to hearing more about the agriculture sector. As in JMB own words recently, he said the time for rhetoric has passed. So we're going to hold him accountable for what he said recently. And we don't want any rhetoric anymore. We want action. And the president has promised that in his recent speech that he will act on and for the Liberian people. All those who have been appointed so far by the president trusts them to carry out their work. The Liberian people trust them as well. And it's not just the executive branch. I know we'll talk more about the executive branch, but a lot is happening in the legislative branch. A lot is also happening in the judiciary branch. We have three separate but equal branches. We expect, even as we talk about the executive branch, we expect our legislators to deliver on behalf and for the Liberian people. As in the preamble of our constitution, we the people. So you, the Liberian person, the average Mahawa, the average Papeto, we expect you to go out there. If you have questions, don't just leave it onto the executive branch. Go to your legislator and talk to them. If you're not seeing what you need to see, go to their door and talk to them. Ask questions. The judiciary branch, go to the courthouse, go to the Supreme Court and ask questions. Let's continue to hold all our three branches of government accountable, because it is your responsibility, as in the Constitution that says, we the people. You don't need to wait for another 6 years or another 9 years to say, oh, I'm not satisfied, so I'm going to wait the election day and keep on praying to God and wait till election day. Prayer is faith in action. So continue to act every day. It was a wonderful show. Thank you so much. I enjoyed being here today and looking forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Thanks to the viewers.
So it was a great show. Good being here. I just want to send a shout out to my brother, Bien Kessely, and his wife. Today is their 30th wedding anniversary. So happy anniversary to Bien Kessely and his wife. Like I said, we will hope that maybe tomorrow there will be more information from LMP concerning what has transpired. It's important that now that we're all giving our own interpretation of what this dictionary word means, and someone is saying that only the LMP boss can interpret the word. We hope that he will interpret it, and we hope that his interpretation will mean that he didn't suspend them today, but he will suspend them tomorrow eventually. Because if he's coming to us and he's outlining clearly in the press statement the crimes that they've already committed that he can see and attribute to, then it means that when somebody do wrong and they're a supervisor in a police office or whatever office, the first thing you do is you suspend them. You don't put them on in health industry. They can say light duty or whatever way they can call it in the nursing home when you hear yourself. But they want to hear themselves. They're hurting people. They've hurt people. And they've hurt foreign nationals. And the implication is grave. So it's only important that he does something and he does it correctly. And doesn't mean that they're guilty. You're just saying that whatever you've done has risen to a level of suspension, and so I've suspended you all until I investigate it. And that's what we expect him to do, because that's what he promised. Reformation. This is a well-learned man. Gregory Coleman, and I joke, the way he can dress, I can tell you no plenty book. My book can reach to a book. So, Papa, I beg you, do the right thing. We expect you to go and reform the police department, and that is exactly what we want you to do. And I would hope that the show yesterday was giving some additional pressure. The show today will give him some more pressure, because we expect better from him. And the expectation is not for you because he's a supervisor or because you know him, or you don't want to give the face to other people, or people to even suspect that you're guilty by association because of the way in which you're letting this play out. So we expect him to interdiction, or what kind of addiction is it, what the words say. Anyway, the Papa know the word. So brother, do the right thing. Yeah, great show, great seeing everybody. Welcome to Wanto. At least it's a better CDC version than I said. So did I just say that?
Mm-hmm. Very good. I better want to your turn.
So another important clarity, maybe because I like facts.
You
So
will be clarifying in the
the European Union investment deal was signed specifically on June 8, 2022, under then Minister of Agriculture, Janet Cooper. And the reason we read these facts is because it's important to place it out there so that people can know. And I'll share the link so maybe you can review
Said
it.
the $50 million to do that loan was done on
Yes,
okay.
by the European Union. It's called
I like facts there. I like to look up things.
Yes.
So thank you.
Yeah, so it's called ERB project. Was signed June 8, 2022 under the then the previous Minister of Agriculture. But again, I like.
But did you read about how long is? Why did it take so long for us to be talking about it now? What was the process?
Again, one of the challenge with CDC, and I've had this conversation, the lack of awareness on some of their progress was critical to the lack of new information. So these things are out there. The information I'm providing is directly on the European Union website, so it's available there with the entire breakdown of the deal, including the senator and everything. It's available. Agriculture is one of the most progressive part of we are regime. But the most important thing I wanted to share, so Dualo, I like your clarification. So I'm currently doing my second master at the University of Oxford. So it's not AI.
I don't need anything, my beginning.
So it's not AI. Oxford is the #1 prestigious school in the world. You don't get that easily. So I am a path to where I am currently. But the part of why we are having this conversation is important for us to take away partisanship. I didn't come for you just because I want to, but I know you can be authentic and rational. I just did not find it necessary to, place CDC in this context, especially when you have the current Inspector General. The other aspect also is I always appreciate the fact to be on Spawn, because I think rational discourse is a hallmark for governance. In as much as we disagree, but there are areas where we can agree. And where we agree today is that we need to reform our security, and we need to ensure that we take stronger measure on protecting not just foreigners, but also Liberians and citizens. And I want to appreciate the fact that I'm here, and I look forward to us, having more critical conversation as such. Thank you.
Atumai, you want to go first? Because I want to keep the kernel for last.
Okay.
I want you to take us home.
I don't mind.
Okay.
Well. I mean, to all the beautiful women on the show, I just, how I adore all of you, and I'm grateful to be amongst you women. To, of course, the men, I say, thanks for being here. Opa, Conagry, I don't really know Wanto, but welcome to Spoon. I just want to say to the Liberian people, the viewers, the listeners, and all those in between, that this is the only country that we have. Our job is to ensure that Liberia is the place that we retire. Liberia is our home. I don't care which island we go to. And when we go there, believe me, we don't spend any money because we don't know no one there. You pay for your all-inclusive hotel. You just go. When somebody open the door for you, get in $2, they will pray for you. They will be so happy. But when you go to Liberia, you got family members, you got people. Of course, you spend a lot of money, but guess what? That is the place that we want to be because our naval strengths were buried there. So we want good for our nation because it is our home. When Liberia look good, we all look good. So we want our country to be the safest place. We want to go among people and have the discourse and discuss Liberia with positivity. Tell people this is where I come from and be proud. Not that we are not proud, but we want to be prouder. And how can we do that? We should take a Rwanda approach, have young, brilliant minds online mining for grants so that we can build our nation from the ground up. Have people who have well-meaning intentions. If you're placed in a position of power, you use that as an opportunity given to you, not as your birthright. Liberia belongs to each and every one of us. But if you are chosen to serve, serve with distinction. Don't go and treat our investors badly. Don't act like because you're in a service, you're serving our Liberian people, that you're king in charge. Liberia is not a monarch. I tell people, Liberia is not a monarch. It's a nation for and by Liberians. So I'm asking the IG, whom I respect dearly, that he makes sure that these people who did those things to the investors are held accountable. They are immediately suspended and or dismissed if it comes to that, so that our country can move forward. In everything, when you set example on a, certain individuals that they feel like, oh, they wanted the president's daughter, they wanted the president's friend, or the president, or that Gregory friend, or that Gregory brought him. If you set the example on those people, other people will say, you know what happened? These people mean business. The people want the right thing to be done, because when we came with this mental to change the hands of power, we came with the arrest agenda. We talk about accountability in all aspects of the government. So we need to hold people accountable. We need to make sure that they are doing the right thing by this government and by the Liberian people. And if they are not, they need to change the hands of power. The second thing I would like to talk about, I think you guys, I'm a lover of Joseph Waka. I mean, you know that. It's nothing that, nobody can say. But the fact is that we all happen to love Liberia even more. This is our country. We heard good things about our president. He went out there to negotiate on behalf of our country. I know the young want to say that these negotiations were happening beforehand, but they were not signed. So we're talking about the person that signed, bring the coins into the country, is where it's recognized. So if the president is bringing agriculture monies in the country, it should go directly into agriculture, because I was kind of upset last time when I looked at the budget and I saw that agriculture is the first thing on the arrest agenda, and the funds that were allocated to agriculture, I was not very satisfied with that. So if you go, he went out there and looked for monies for our country, for agriculture, so that we can be able to feed ourselves and our neighbors. That is a plus. So I thank you always for coming, keeping us honest. Most times I'm laughing at the comments here. Some people say I love into this person, people say at this, at that. But at the end of the day, it's Liberia for me. Liberia first and Liberian last. I thank you guys for watching and keeping us honest. Good night. God bless. Colonel Gray, I give it to you.
Oh, that's me, right?
Yes, Colonel Gray.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, like others, let me welcome Wanto. This is a platform of academics. I like to sound that way. So when you want to tread on a pathway, make sure it's not a dangerous pathway. If you wish to go to Sigmund Freud, make sure you got his name right. And otherwise, you have Fatu to contend with, because she's a wordsmith. And just keep on keeping. You get it. But I would have even appreciated you more if you had gone to Abraham Maslow, who talk about in explaining human motivation. You look at the hierarchy of needs. But you want to be academic? You're from Oxford. Some of us, we're from Jimmy Jolokot, as we say that. But reading is just reading. You don't have to go to a building to read. You can stay in your bedroom and read and become nourished. But let me say this in terms of, law enforcement in our country. I regret to say that I don't like to hear the fact that post 2008 when we had the security sector reform, where they brought in the police as in focus, along with the immigration and national army. Some of us were divorced from the military because of bad practices in the past. Not that some of us did anything bad, but the institution was branded, quote unquote, as a partisan institution, and then they had gone to the extent where people were brutalized and maimed because of their no fault of their own. Nobody planned to be born into a specific tribe, so they took the military from the institutional pathway onto these personal political differences. So we had a security sector reform, and the police was heavily focused. Um, I hate to hear the fact that post 2008, when that reform was done, we still have a police that is struggling with good apples. There are lots of folks who have made their way out of the killing field of our war, civil war. They found themselves, really trying to protect human lives, which they did not cherish in the past. So those people should be thoroughly vetted or re-vetted. And I think they did well when they were bringing in folks. That's why the military can never get to grow beyond what it is, because almost everybody it touch, it's a bad apple. So let's pray that we have a police force that will be there for the folks and not because they represent special interests. And this is why we pray that people like Coleman will not they will look beyond the friendship and stick with the code or the ord that brought them there in the first place. So your friends will always be there, but if you tell your friends the truth, more people, in fact, you gain new friends and better friends, because people will just cherish you for who you are. And I think all of these names we're hearing are not so strange to some of us, but just that we'll say this is post um, 2003, when we had the Civil War coming to an end after 14 years. So everybody turning a new page. If somebody is still in their dark days, get rid of them. They're toxic. Bring in some good ones that will give you good advice and that will guide your pathway. But one thing I know, you spare the rod, you spoil the child. And that's the old I live on. If you're a commander of a unit, especially one that is entrusted to to enforce the law, you got to look beyond friendship. Get rid of those people. If not, they will damage what you've earned throughout your life. I think you have a good history. History wants to judge you kindly. That's what you want. Forget about these friends. Let them go away. Um, Make some new friends that will guide your pathway as a commander. And sorry to say, if you lost a bad friend, that's it. It's a bad friend. That's why you're losing it. But the good ones will always stay because they will tell you exactly what is right. But I think today was a good show, and hopefully we'll find more time to come on the show and share our views. But to those who are didn't please, sorry, that's our human being. Even Jesus didn't please everyone. He was harmed because most people didn't like him. But that doesn't mean that Christianity is not one of the largest religions today. Before Fatu can correct my English. That good English, right? Thank you so much.
Yeah, Dr. Richardson.
So
One lady, sorry, her name is Ruth Bala, I think. She said y'all kept telling everybody happy birthday or whatever. Today's her birthday. Happy birthday, Ruth, from all of us at Spoon Network.
Happy birthday. Bye. Hello,
Dr.
Nelson.
Richardson, quickly before we go, I want to clarify something in Wanto's statement, and it's good, like what Dwalu said. If we bring information, we should bring information so that the public is properly informed. The stuff he talked about with the EU agreement with the Liberian government under We Are government, the date he said, which was the press release, was in June 2022 on the EU Bank website. He's accurate. But what is not accurate is that the deal that's been signed today with the government of Liberia under Joseph Numa Boyka is different from what took place in 2022. The value of that is 4 million euro agreement between the Liberian government and European Investment Bank. And they said it was provided to prepare detailed feasibility studies to assess the potential and challenges of the rice value chain in Liberia and support project implementation. That's what that 4 million agreement was for. Today is a completely different agreement that is being signed by this government, and the amount is $50 million for the rice production for agriculture. Two separate different things. And we must make it clear that the EU has been in Liberia and working with our various governments, leadership since 1978. So they've been partners with the Liberian government since 1978, and these are two different deals that that we're talking about. So just to make that correction, it has nothing to do with what took place in 2022.
Great clarity. I'm drafting an article because we don't have time, but I disagree. I'm drafting an article on that with all of the facts, the signature and everything, because I believe in facts. So
We didn't say there was no signature. Yes, there was an agreement in 2022 for assessment.
Everything is
Yes.
inclusive, and I
I
will
will
draft
drop it in there. I will drop the link, and you can go to the EU website.
All
I
right,
will
I'll
put
send
the
the link.
link
That's along with the signature.
for the EU bank in the WhatsApp chat room.
I didn't go to Howard or Oxford or Princeton. I went to Cathedral. Bye.
Dr. Richardson, Ami Musa Keita is saying your Madingo name is Asatu. I should ask you. He just,
no, that's true.
He said, ask her. So yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, thank you, man. Jackie, I'll come in Atlanta in 2 weeks. So
hey, hook me up.
Yes, I will. All right. Thank you guys.
Bye. Great show today. Thank you.
To all of the viewers.
Anybody who need more information, go to the EU Bank website to the public. I will put it in the chat room.
Thank you for that clarification. Bye. All right. Thank you so much. All right. Bye. Conor Gray, I miss you. Now, call me later.
Yeah.
We got to talk.
All right, cousin. I'll do that.
I love you, cousin.
Love you more, cousin. Conor E. Remy Gray.
Yeah.
How are you, sir?
My brother, I'm glad you're up today. You're smiling all that one, man.
Oh, so I can be up Sunday.
Look, anytime they call you 2-3 times, just know either I'm picking left the building or you're taking a siesta, man. Look, we're human, man. You can't be effervescent. We can get tired too, man. We all have physiological needs, and that's one there. Sleeping is very good. But hey, when we're done with the show, you are one of the first. I remember when very early in the morning, I hear, I said, "But does this kid, does he sleep?" Yeah, and sometimes you need to sleep to refresh the mind, man. Forget about what Stanton is saying, but sometimes you need that. So don't shy away from that, especially when beyond your human being can function 8 hours. After that, a bonus. Well, anyway, there'll be argument about that, but let me go, man. But thank you so much, my man. You having a show tonight?
Yeah, we have a show tonight. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, my man. Well, take care, man.
Okay, sir. Have a good night.
You bet.
Yeah. Well, folks, we want to say thanks again to everyone for being here tonight. It's been another great show. Another great edition of the program, Spoon Talk. Thanks to everyone for making your input tonight, for calling in, for participating on the show, for just playing the listening role. We appreciate you tonight. Many thanks to our folks across Radio Land. Thanks to our partner radio stations across the country. Thanks to all of you who have been following on our social media handles, Spoon TV, Fabric TV, Super TV, and we appreciate everyone. Your engagement in the comment section. That's something we appreciate a lot. Josh Morris Jr., JN Nobin. I see Fire Stevens, Seal Medela, Nathaniel K. Hill, Farmer Roberts, Bill Carson, Mr. Carson. Thanks for joining us. Nathaniel K. Hill, Ruth Goba, Tommy Jr., Shep Sherman. I see Sanga Mo, Flex Do, Fire Stevens. Thanks to everyone. Lorena Gator, Randa Thomas. Everyone, thanks for being here tonight. Thanks for making a contribution. Michael Sirleaf, Esther Akwe, Cyrus Bowl, Kai, Mary Finayuma. Yeah, Ma Mary, thanks for being on. Seku Gray, Madam Perry Kimber, thanks for joining us tonight. Thanks to everyone. Tita Brown, we appreciate you tonight for being on here. And yes, looking forward to seeing you as well. Samuel, Kosha, Pat David, thanks to everyone for being here tonight. You can join us tomorrow for another edition of Spoon Talk. Spoon Talk will be back on your radio, and better stay on your television. You can join us as always across the social media on you can join us on Spoon TV, Fabric TV, Super TV. We appreciate all of you tonight. And thanks to our folks in Radio Land as well. Okay. So thanks to our folks in Radio Land as well for joining us tonight. We appreciate everyone. So join us tomorrow. This is where you get the news. This is where you get the information. This is where you get to know what's happening across the country. Spoon is that space that gives you authentic information, bring you face to face. It brings you face to face with the newsmakers, and afford you the time where you can engage with policymakers across the country. I want to say thanks to everyone for being here tonight. Just before going, let me do a special birthday greeting for you. That's you, my dear friend and brother, Daniel Bunder. You're celebrating. Daniel Bunder, you're celebrating your birthday today. Happy birthday to you, Daniel Bunder. CD Daniel Bunder, happy birthday, brother. Wish you all the best as you celebrate your natal day today. And yes, celebrating style. Happy birthday to you, CD Daniel Bunder. And to all of you celebrating birthdays today, I want to say happy birthday to you. If you're just coming to Liberia, welcome. If you're leaving the country today, I wish you a good stay out there. Have a good night, folks. My name is Nelson Collier. Coming up shortly is the late night show, the late night politics. So we'll be on Spoon very shortly. You can make up time to join us. Spoon.